Could you please, if you can share a few of the words, your details from your end.
Good evening, everyone. I always appreciate the initiative of IPN, and I was very much present in the Eastern Regional Confluence. That was an enriching session. And yesterday I attended the session. It was really wonderful because the moment we talk about chat GPT and all, in fact, I would like to share one thing with you all. One day I was asking in a class that, what do you know about AI? Surprisingly, one class 8 standard student, he told me, sir, you don't know about AI. Do you know chat GPT? I said, yes, I heard about that. So can you please tell me how to go about it? And he told me, can you please give your mobile? I said, yes, why not? Of course, you go ahead. And then he downloaded ChatGPT and showed me how to use ChatGPT. He knows how to frame questions, how to get the answers, and it's really wonderful. So this type of session is very, very much important for all the educators, I must say. And looking forward to have more such sessions. And I have ensured that all my teachers join this course at the session with my coordinators so that we learn and then we can implement in our school as well. Thank you, Swetambhari ma'am and Mr. Gaudavaji. Thank you so much for taking this great initiative.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you for your kind words. So can I now request sir to please carry forward the session?
Yeah, so obviously we are just warming up for today. Having said this, thank you for sharing your views, Ms. Koili, and I think Mr. Krishandu also spoke. But the idea, in fact, of this session, dear educators, is a little more broader than this. I would firstly want majority of you should be actually joining us on the video, okay? Because see, otherwise it becomes a very, very one-way kind of communication. It is, and it looks like as if we are speaking to the bots. Okay, so yes, absolutely. Wonderful, Kritika, good to see you. Wonderful, Samiksha, good to see you as well. Now, see, when I see your face, when I see your names, it's a very different conversation altogether, right? There's a vibrancy, there's a little more energy, fabulous. So people, especially, yes, Prachi as well, Dr. Prachi, good to see you. Yes, Vishalji, kya haal hai? How are you? Wonderful. Good, good, good. So I have to instigate all of you to come on video. But that should not happen. I would love to have all of you, in fact, and majority of you on the video. Yes, please. Wonderful. Keep coming on video. So number one, if we quickly recall few of the glimpses, Lekhraj, dear friend of mine, wonderful, good to see you. So that is the first thing to be taken care of, because IPN is a very closed community. We know each other for that matter, and we have to be comfortable with each other. And even leaders who are joining us for the first time, you're most welcome, all right? So first day, if I may say, we had a wonderful, I think, the session by Thomas Conway, who was our keynote yesterday evening. He was pointing out few things which I think I should highlight to all of you, because right in the 10 minutes time window, we'll have Mr. Vivek joining us. And I'm happy that more and more people are joining on the video. Fabulous. Thank you. Bhavna is here. Sri Devi ji is here. Gulzar ji is here as well. Wonderful. Gulzar, ये कहाँ से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं? I think श्रीनगर से ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं आप, I'm sure. And we would love to know you all कहाँ से आप ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं? Example. We'll help you unmute. Yes. Gulzar ji, where are you joining us from?
I'm from Jammu and Kashmir, representing PSC JK.
Wonderful. Good to have you.
Thank you, sir.
While we know Koili is, obviously she was in our panel, she is from Kolkata. Krishendu ji is obviously in I don't know exactly, but he is from West Bengal. He is there in West Bengal, exactly in Kolkata or nearby, which I would not know. So I will let him speak for himself. Where are you joining us, Krishan?
Yeah, I'm from Barakpur, Kolkata, sir.
Ah, Barakpur. Yes, yes, Barakpur. Wonderful. Good to have you. Kritika, please tell everyone where are you joining from? I know you are from Gwalior, but everyone should know.
I'm from Gwalior. I'm heading the Kangaroo Kids International Preschool in Gwalior.
Yes, wonderful. Good to have you. Dr. Priyachi, where are you from?
Hi, sir. This is Dr. Prachi from Udaipur.
Wonderful. Good to have you, Prachi ji.
Great.
विशाल
Same here.
बताइए सबको कहाँ से हैं आप? मुझे मालूम है आप कहाँ पे हैं.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Gorakhpur. Thank you,
Wonderful.
Gaurav.
Good to have you. Lovely to see you. मधु मैम कहाँ से ज्वाइन कर रही हैं?
From Mughal Sarai, Chandauli district.
Wonderful. मुगल सराय, दीनदयाल उपाध्याय नगर. जी.
Yes, sir.
श्रीदेवी जी. Miss Sridevi, you.
Sir, me from Hyderabad, Telangana.
Wonderful. Good to have you. Wonderful, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you,
शाह
sir.
जी से बात हो गई हमारी. पूजा सिंह ज्वाइन कर रही हैं उदयपुर से. भावना चतुर्वेदी कहाँ से ज्वाइन कर रही हैं? मिस भावना चतुर्वेदी.
Hello, everyone. I'm from Gwalior, Little Angels High School.
Wonderful, Bhavna. Good to have you. Dr.
Same
Sana
here.
Khan.
Yeah, hello, good afternoon. I'm from Doha, Qatar, and I work as an activity coordinator in Poda Pearl School.
Wonderful. Good to have you.
Same here, sir.
Give my regards to Mr. Manish Mangal.
Definitely. I'll do that. Sure.
CV Chalpati Rao ji. कहाँ से join कर रहे हैं, sir?
From Nagpur. I'm joining.
Seeing you after a long time. Good to have you.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
While I'm sure रोहिणी जी का नाम iPhone नहीं हुआ है अभी तक तो, but आपका डिस्प्ले नाम अभी iPhone बोल रहा है. रोहिणी जी is joining us from?
Yes. Good evening. I'm joining from Jammu. So good to see you here. And yesterday also I joined, but it was a little late and wonderful session, no doubt. And maximum of our teachers are attending and they are actually feeling inspired.
Wonderful. Thank you, रोहिणी जी. And आपका name मैंने update कर दिया है, देखिए. Now your
Thank
full
you.
name is there.
Thank you so much.
सुमित गुलजार, आप कहाँ से हैं दोस्त? सुमित गुर्जर. You'll have to unmute, Sumit.
Sir, I am from Jodhpur. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Wonderful, sir. Thank you very much. Good to have you.
Yesterday I was there in the session. It was fabulous.
Chali, that is good. Wonderful. And I can see a lot of familiar faces. Anushka is here. Anushka Bhovik is here. And I'll be apologetic beforehand that if I'm not able to call out your name in this lot many faces now, because we'll have to now jump into our session, because I think Dr. Vivek is already joining us. And the moment he joins us, I will hand it over to him. But so far, I can see he's not with us. Shutamri, if you can keep a check, if Dr. Vivek Atreji joins us, or Pooja for that matter, both of you can keep a check. So as a matter of fact, as I was sharing with all of you, that yesterday, I think one of the things which Thomas Conway, our keynote, said, which really took my attention, was that first of all, even developed economies like US and the parts of European, there is only 20% adoption rate or any kind of AI which is pervasive into their system right now. Only 20% across industries. So which means there is a long way to go in terms of AI and its adoption at various strata and various stages of our society, if I may say. Number two, what he said, I think, which again took my attention, was that if you look at it from the side, that obviously right now, the house is divided. There are a lot of conversations across the globe. In fact, I will share with you few contents once we are done with this session, few TED Talks, few other stuff, basically, which will really, as an educator, will give you an edge, if I may say, in terms of AI understanding. Because when we were preparing for this conclave, we wanted very carefully what we wanted to talk to all of you. And we wanted to really not further come and confuse you all, because let me tell you, the status today right now across the globe on AI is actually very, very murkier. Okay. So we will continue with this because I think Mr. Vivek is already with us, and I will really want him to spend whatever little time he can spend with us this afternoon. And he was very, very kind enough to accept my very last moment sort of a request, purely because I will share you the reason, but let me first welcome Vivekji. Vivekji, good to have you. And obviously, lovely to see you. And thank you very much for agreeing to do this with us for a very short notice and for a very short time. But I hand it over to you. There are a lot of educators who are joining us, but here we are.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Gaurav. Let me know when I should start.
So I will just say this to you, that we have actually planned a 2-day conclave only for IPN and IPN teachers across the country, in fact. And we had day 1, wherein few experts from AI field had joined us, shared their views. But having said this, today is the 2nd day, and we would love to hear from you, your view on this topic with respect to the way you had shared with us in Kolkata, which every educator beautifully resonated with. So that is the context. And now I'm handing over to you. Over to you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaurav Yadav, and it's a pleasure to be here. IPN is very close to my heart. I've been working closely with IPN for the last few years as an advisor and also as one of the jury members and speaker. And Kolkata was a fabulous event. My congratulations to IPN and the host school, La Martiniere for Girls, also other attendees. And my congratulations to all of you who are here on this call. You are all esteemed educators. You are all magnificent in your own way. And one of the things that I said when I started out my speaking role was that during COVID, the educators became heroes and heroines, or I should say nowadays it's a neutral gender. So all of them are heroes. And we were actually able to transform ourselves as educators into almost actors, all-rounders, speakers, motivators, and the challenging times were dealt with so well. Now, because we are online, it reminds us of that lockdown era when we used to meet like this. Hopefully, we will all meet one day in physical presence and in actual presence. But let us come to 2 or 3 points that I want to make, which are very important in this era. The first most important point is that however important AI may become, however technically qualified AI may become to replace human beings, it cannot. I am giving you as reasonably strong an assurance as anybody can. Being an electronics engineer, being an administrator, being a former IAS officer, being somebody who travels across the world, I am very sure that human skills and qualities cannot be replicated by AI beyond a point. One of the things that I must say to you is that AI cannot become a leader. AI has to remain a facilitator. AI has to remain a tool. AI has to remain a very sensible, intelligent tool, perhaps, which is able to take on more and more tasks. But education is beyond AI, and it is beyond technology. Still today, the leadership matters. We look at the world today. If you look at the world today, the feeling of being in an uncertain world, we call it a VUCA world. Many of you have heard this acronym. This VUCA world is because the leadership of today is perhaps a little lacking in empathy, emotional intelligence, understanding, putting themselves in others' shoes, having communication skills which are beyond speaking, but also listening skills, listening to understand, to appreciate. People like leaders of today should be encouragers rather than critics. And Alvin Toffler said that we have to keep on upgrading ourselves and we have to be good learners. It is not enough to be educated. It is enough. It is more than required to keep on learning forever. So my feeling is that AI will remain a tool And it all depends on how much we are able to keep AI in check. That means that we have to ensure that we are the masters of the situation. We are not in a situation where we are being led by AI. So let me give you an example to start the hypothesis. The example is that if a school teacher is on, let's say, on a duty of inspection, going around the school, and the senior head of the institution is going around to each class, each teacher in that class is expectant, waiting for that head to come into her class or his class. The students are also on tenterhooks. The emotions that are being felt at that time by the students, the teachers, the person who is going for a round are human emotions. When something goes wrong, a glass of water falls down, a book is not in proper shape, there is something which is not up to the mark, the fear, the worry, the tension that comes is human emotion. When that educator, the leader of that school, says something loudly, says something a little rudely, the feelings that the person feels are human feelings. So my point to you is that today, as leaders of education, we have to have empathy for those who are listening to us. We have to listen to them with empathy also. So one remark made in anger, one remark made without emotional intelligence coming into the picture is likely to hurt people beyond a point. And AI will not help them to solve the problem. AI will not help us to solve that problem. So my emotional intelligence is beyond AI even today. In the era of AI, what has changed is that we are able to get facilitation at a much more adept, capable, and more efficient manner than before. So, but can't you understand when someone has written a letter or an essay using ChatGPT? Aren't you as educators able to understand within a glance that this student or this teacher or this junior or this person or this parent who has written an application, let's say for leave because they are going to the USA or Canada maybe not nowadays, people are not going that much, but they are going somewhere, they want leave for 1 month. That letter has been written by ChatGPT, we can understand. So my point to you is that ChatGPT or AI or any other tool of AI, we may even have robots coming and serving coffee. But that coffee ultimately has to smell like coffee. It cannot be that we are, pressing a button and we have had that coffee. That coffee has to be sipped. And in fact, just to share with you, there is a cup in my hand and there is coffee in this cup. I'm sorry, some of you may be feeling jealous and some of you may be feeling, why have warm coffee in hot weather? But if I take this sip, there is no AI involved. The coffee is smelling, tasting like coffee. It gives me energy. So don't be too much scared of what AI is going to do. AI is a facilitator. When computers came in the 1970s, 1980s, 1990s, we thought that computers are going to sweep the world and jobs are going. When in 2000, the Y2K bug was there, many of you understand the Y2K bug which was there, that COBOL and other languages were there which could not recognize the year 2000 AD. And they were supposed to recognize only 2 digits, 98, 99, and 00. So the bug was that clocks will go back to 1900 instead of 2000. This was the Y2K bug, basically, to simplify matters. Being an electronic, somewhat computer engineer, I understand it. Many of you may understand it better than me. What I'm trying to say is it did not happen. The problem did not happen. The world did not collapse. Many Western countries were on computers, computerized systems, even in the year 2000, much more than India was, for example. Today, India is one of the leading countries in using AI and computers, yet there is some way to go. So what do we need to do as educational leaders? Let me come to that point. As educational leaders, what we need to do is 3 things. Number 1, we need to recruit people with emotional intelligence, those who have empathy for children, the most important stakeholders of education, the children who come from different diverse backgrounds in India, the teachers, the colleagues, the staff who is recruited in our institutions, they have to be people with the heart in the right place, emotional intelligence, empathy. So this is the first point. We cannot recruit people only on technology skills, because technology skills are available in abundance. And leadership is not about technology skills alone. Yes, you have to be a good user, but you cannot be allowing technology to become your master. The number two point is, wherever I have reached in my journey as a principal, as a head teacher, as a senior teacher, as an educator, as an administrator, as a director, or whatever you are, I've tried to cover many posts that you may be holding. Wherever you have reached, you will admit, I will admit, we are not perfect. We are not perfect. We will lose our cool at times. We will say things we should not have said at times. We will be moody at times. We will be less moody at other times. So we have to make sure that we are at our very best most of the time. But when we are not, we have to recognize that we are not perfect. So let us not impose our ideas, opinions, theories, whatever on others. So this is a human recognition of human traits. That means that I am not perfect. Others are not perfect. It is the same at home. This is an online session, so my jokes are limited today. But had you been in front of me in the hall, I would have cracked jokes about spouses, which are the easiest jokes to crack, actually. Poor husbands and wives are the ones who have to bear the brunt of all the jokes. So there again, if we do not understand the other person, that the other person is not perfect. So when we were married, we thought the person is perfect, but he or she didn't turn out to be perfect. It's fine. It's okay. Neither are we. So in fact, I wrote a piece recently in my column in the Hindustan Times, The Needless Pursuit of Perfection. So my second point to you is, do not expect perfection from others and do not expect yourself to be perfect. But improvement is the key. We can go on improving incrementally, even at a very senior role or at a senior stage in our lives. You've all heard of these youngsters are reading today a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. Please go ahead and read it if you haven't. It's a very good book for that. You can look at the Kaizen philosophy of Japan, where they talk about gradual improvement. Many of you who are senior teachers are talking about Ikigai nowadays. The Japanese philosophy of Wabi-sabi you can look at. You can look at something which I can't remember the name, but it is basically that we should eat only 80% of our hunger, like the Japanese, and therefore we live longer. When we are 80% full, we stop eating. So these are all life philosophies which all of us can adopt, and we keep on improving ourselves, even if we are very good at our role, at our work. And number three, I would say very clearly, enjoy the journey. Do not think that, targets, funds, admissions, numbers, all these are the most important. No, it is the enjoyment of each day, the joy that you get out of it, the happiness index of your own personal feelings that matters. We know that Bhutan came up with a happiness index as a substitute to GDP. And I'm telling you that it is a great idea to understand your own happiness index. Am I getting joy out of my role? Am I giving joy to my colleagues? Are these colleagues able to give joy further to their students? Nobody is perfect, as I said, but definitely we can get joy out of each day and joy out of each sip, as I said, or each little thing, and appreciation of others. So let us think before we are snubbing someone in front of someone who is junior, especially student in front of others. So that emotional intelligence in us has to tell us that we have to be appreciative and empathetic towards others. So AI, to round up, is a facilitator. It is a tool. And if we are good users of technology, we are on the ball. And we have to work on our human skills and recruit people and create a culture of human empathy as well. So don't feel that you have to be an engineer who knows what is inside the computer. Don't feel that. Just be a good user. Just like you are all using the TV remote or the Netflix remote very well, please use the AI tools in education as well to the same level. I also see a lot of you smiling, which is good, because the speaker likes to have a receptive audience, even at a short notice, Gaurav. And I'm happy to be here. And we'll be in touch on LinkedIn. My name is Vivek Atre, and Atray is my surname, in case you get it different. Vivek Atre, LinkedIn, Instagram, I'm available. My reels are there for your students to watch. I have made a recent one on 4 learnings from India's victory in the World Cup. Gaurav and we went to Kolkata. We are going to Hyderabad. Those videos are also available, and they will be available. So please be connected, and all the best to you all. And thanks once again for listening to me. Thank you, Gaurav.
Thank you very much, Vivek. Absolutely pleasure. Always listening to you, in fact. And I will give you a little background that we actually met for the first time in person when we met in Kolkata.
Yeah.
And we were in touch for the past 3 odd years, in fact.
Let me leave with a joke. Somebody was being interviewed online, and they said, "What is your background?" He says, "Sir, it's a Golden Gate Bridge. The picture of the Golden Gate Bridge is my background." So anyway, that is not the background we are talking about. See you soon.
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And in fact, I'm extremely happy that we have Miss Vinita Goenka also joining us. And Vinita, thank you very much for accepting to join at such a short notice, number one. And just for a very brief introduction, Vinita is an AI expert. She's actually based out in Singapore. Vinita works with her very closely at IPN, in fact. So Vinita, what we'll do is, and I know you have to leave in the next 30 odd minutes, I believe. So we will not really keep you waiting, but we have another 15 minutes to do this with you. But before we go there, I'll give you a quick background so that you are not really as clueless as you look right now. You should not be. Yes. So giving you a quick context, we were trying to do a 2-day conclave, which we are actually in the process of running it right now. This is actually day 2 of ours. And this is true with all the teachers, basically, where we are trying to invite teachers actually to share their journey of how they have been using AI in their classroom, because while IPN does a lot of stuff with the principals majority of the time, but we felt that let us try to give the center stage to the teachers and really listen in from them, basically. So that is really the context of this 2 days. It's completely online, and you see there are around 370 odd educators already with us. So what I will do is with you is that if you can give us, considering you work day in, day out in AI space, and you have been really doing it for the longest of time, which I know, give us a little sense of how the entire space is evolving with respect to AI and education, in fact, right?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Gaurav. And it's so wonderful. I know I was greedy. I would say that I don't have an appointment. I've just reached home from work.
Correct.
But of course, to connect with Indian educators is really wonderful. I've done that with you so many times through IPN. And I'm really enjoying this space because I see that Indian education is at a different level, definitely. And the way that we do differentiated learning in India is really very wonderful. And that's why I feel that for educators to learn AI is really very important. And I'll probably put this into 2-3 important points. First, of course, it is to increase your productivity. The way to increase your productivity is to enhance yourself with the AI tools that are available. Of course, you see, generative AI is an evolving landscape. We are not, like every day we have a new tool available in the market, which is not even really tested. In fact, I don't know anybody who has used ChatGPT EDU. So if you've heard of the ChatGPT EDU, you know the difference between the ChatGPT and the ChatGPT EDU is the data that has been used to train the large language model.
Okay.
I say data You see, the Chat GPT was trained on anything and everything that was available.
Correct.
But if you nail down Chat GPT EDU, the data is all academic data.
Okay.
So it has been taken from research, it has been taken from books. So, you know, you are looking at data which is already there all around us, but now accessible at one sentence. You want to get something, you type a good prompt, and you have the entire data set available to you.
Okay.
Please move on to ChatGPT EDU instead of ChatGPT.
I have just posted the link, in fact, of Chat. I was not also myself aware of this, by the way. So thank you very much for sharing that. Yes.
Most welcome. In fact, when you log into your ChatGPT through any of your accounts, you will see you can toggle between ChatGPT or ChatGPT EDU.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Wonderful.
Yeah. You know, just whenever you're trying to do some academic research, please use these things, because Stanford, Harvard, all of them have provided data for ChatGPT EDU. So it is already there. And honestly speaking, I don't think it's going to be there for free for too long.
Absolutely.
So please get a taste of it so that if you like it, you can subscribe to it. So having said that, of course, I'm going back to my topic, that why as educators, for us, it's so important to get onto this AI evolution. First, of course, as I said, is to increase your productivity, so that I feel that you can be more teachers and less organizers of stuff. So please use ChatGPT, AI tools for all this. The second is, always as an educator, I think the thing that we are always thinking is to make our lessons interesting. And why do we want our lessons to be interesting? Is because we want more engagement. We want to reach wider students, not just the 5 or 10 who are just listening all the time, probably kids who have more audiovisual skills, probably kids who have more written skills. So, you know, you are looking to broaden your horizon for all the students in the class. And again, I think AI tools will help you not just create this data, which can create these worksheets and workflows, which can be useful across all these things, but you can actually, there are a few tools where you can actually look at engagement as well, that how much each child is engaging. And you can have some evaluation also, that maybe this particular child is more interested in storytelling way of learning. Maybe this particular child is more picture oriented. Maybe this child is more audio oriented. So can you imagine, as a teacher, at a click of a button with a good prompt, you can actually have all this to your disposal and cater to a wider group of students. So definitely, as I said, the first point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, increase productivity, increase engagement. And the third point is, you know, honestly, if it was for me, I wanted to give to all the students the same marks. I don't want to grade them. Because I don't want them to be discouraged at any point. I want to come up with the right responses, which are not demoralizing my student, but they are kind of increasing the value of the communication with the teacher through that result. So those assessments, those kind of assessments are also, again, available with AI tools. You can go across a lot of AI tools where you can change your tone, where, you know, that persona can become you. You can train the bot with your persona, that how do you want your responses? Even if it's a negative response, you want to see what is the good in the child, emphasize on that, and probably just at the tail end, add what portion the child has to work on. So all these things across different subjects are available, again, with AI tools. So I think with these three things, we teachers can really become superhumans. Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what is expected out of the
So
teacher.
I will quickly pick one question up. We have exactly 5 minutes, Vinita, with you, which is that while ChatGPT has caught everyone's attention, and obviously it's by de facto become ChatGPT is equivalent to AI, as in everybody's, uses it as interchangeably. Any good other couple of tools which would you recommend, example, while you were mentioning few of them, which are for you a standout and really educators should have in their armory?
Okay, so I would not say they stand out, But you know, again, as they say, there is a first mover advantage.
Correct.
So ChatGPT may not be better than the other bots, but it has the first mover advantage. So,
Correct.
you know, hooked onto it.
Mhm.
So I think the other tools I like for PowerPoint presentations. So, you know, with just one prompt, I have done for some of the IPN teachers.
Okay. Okay.
Create wonderful PowerPoint slides, even slides with amazing photosynthesis images.
Okay.
So
And
that
which tool is that?
That is called Gamma.
Oh, Gamma. Yes, correct. We were
That's
discussing
called
it
Gamma.
yesterday. Okay.
Yes,
Correct.
and I mean, of course, there are many more PowerPoint tools, but I just feel that, you know, to have the option of uploading your document, to have the option of including AI generated images, or, you know, to have the option of having your own images up there, it
Okay.
really enhances. And then the other tool that can be widely used to create complete workflows, to create rubrics, to create assessments, to create online learning, whatever you want, is the other topic. The one is School AI. Please go ahead, look at it. It's called School AI. It's a wonderful tool. And
SCHOOL AI or
yes,
SKOL, something of that nature?
no, proper School AI.
Achha, proper School AI. Okay,
Yes,
fair enough.
that's the one.
Fair enough.
So that's another wonderful tool that you can use. And of course, as I said, I think ChatGPT EDU is really going to create all the other stuff for you.
You're right. Absolutely. Have you been able to use this PHET app by any chance? We were having a discussion yesterday about this one. It can actually create a lot of these. I'm writing it here in the chat as well. Basically.
Okay, no, not
Okay.
really. Not really. As
Okay.
I said,
Okay.
you know, I just hooked on to School AI, so I find I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
But yeah, I said
Any particular app with respect to Hindi educators, which they can use, especially usually
ChatGPT is doing wonderful
is
stuff
with with Hindi as
School
well.
AI. I remember I had a Hindi teacher, and she actually tested it for something related to languages, and then we saw the response, and she evaluated the response, and she said it's perfect. We were doing some synonyms, I think, synonyms in Hindi. Yeah, I think that was
yes. Okay. Okay. So which means you're saying ChatGPT does a good job with Hindi stuff as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I mean ChatGPT and School AI, the one that I've
Okay.
told you. That works
Perfect.
wonderfully across languages as well.
Perfect. Perfect. So thank you very much, Vinita. We will not keep you really, if I may say, on the hook.
No, thank you so much for that.
I know you were very, very kind enough to do this at the very last moment. So we will obviously we will do a lot of stuff with Vinita in terms of training, because I think she's a fabulous trainer. She regularly does a lot of training on AI with us, and she will be very soon joining us for a series of workshops coming up, which we will keep you posted. And for now, I would say thank you, Vinita. Have a safe trip wherever you are headed to your appointment. And we look forward to meet you soon. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, and wonderful to see you. Thank you.
Take care. Perfect. So that was brisk, and that was, I think, both our speakers were kind enough. In fact, what happened was that one of our speakers who was supposed to join us from, in fact, London time, basically, there was some miscommunication, if I may say, between me and the speaker, and the timing of ours got a little hodgepodge. So therefore, I think that particular speaker couldn't join us. So I had to bring in a couple of people to really do what I personally feel they did a great job in terms of really engaging and talking to us. So now we go to our first session, which is our panel discussion. I would hand it over to Shwetamri to introduce the panelist, and then we will start the panel. We will have at 5:30 session with Satvik. That is on track as per our discussion. The only deviation was in our first session, but I think Vinita and Mr. Vivek did a fabulous job with respect to sharing their time with us, right? So over to you, Shwetamri. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So as we are heading towards the first panel discussion, which will be led by 3 of the eminent educators. They are joining from different parts. Yes, Ms. Momita Mukherjee from the Bandhan School, Kolkata. Then we have Ms. Samiksha Joshi from IRA International Vadodara, and we have Ms. Shaili Mishra ma'am from Ahmedabad, Adani Vidya Mandir. So I request you all to please be here on video, and we will make you on the spotlight also. Just a second, I'll quickly do so. All right, and let us start with the topic of our discussion today. Building AI literacy among educators, the professional development and training. So let us discuss about your first opening remarks onto this. We'll first start with Ms. Momita Mukherjee. Over to you, Momita ma'am. Please.
So what we'll do is, Sritamari, add all the three panelists on the spotlight, number one, okay? Then we will share all three of them to give their opening thoughts on the topic, if they are comfortable. Otherwise, I'm happy to ask you questions, no problem, okay? And then we will open up the house after I have asked you a few questions around this. Then we will open the house for a Q&A with all of you, or if leaders would like to share their thoughts. All our three panelists, if you are here, you can please come on the video. The way Momita is here with us. Yes.
Yes, sir.
She's perfect. Shaili is also here now with us, Shaili Mishra. And we will have one more panelist of us.
Ms. Samiksha Joshi.
Yes, we will do so. Give us a moment, everybody. And I will also be sharing with you the topic. Don't worry. I think people are asking us what are the topic of this particular panel. We will spell out to you quickly. Don't worry. In the meantime, let us get all our three panelists with us. So if I can give you a little sense of what is the core idea of this particular session is that how educators, or how much time are educators investing on their professional development and training around the AI literacy, if I may say, or AI as a tool. And I'll give you a background what I mean to say when we were selecting this particular topic is this, that there is a lot of noise around AI. And one is that as a naysayer, we understand, okay, this is AI and this is exactly what AI can do. But obviously, we all know that AI is more than the definition of AI or what exactly ChatGPT stands for AI. There's more to AI rather than equating AI to only, for that matter, ChatGPT. So therefore, while there are a lot of trainings which are going on, which educators are taking up in their own individual capacity, or their school leadership is helping them adopt to it. But we want to understand from each one of you here, which is, how has been this journey of your AI upskilling has happened? And what has been your experience so far? Let's begin with that as a question. Okay? Either of you can go first. And in fact, I would love to first know, Momita, you are from which school?
The Bandhan School, sir.
The Bandhan School. Then Shaili, you are from which school? You'll have to unmute. I will make you the co-host so that all of you can do that for yourself. Okay? Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I am from Ahmedabad, Adani Vidya Mandir, Ahmedabad.
Adani Vidya Mandir. Fabulous. Samiksha is, I think that's written here, IRA International School. It is in Hyderabad or Bangalore?
Vadodara.
In Vadodara. Oh, lovely. You'll have to unmute. Yes.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, now you're audible.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
You're audible. Samiksha, you're audible.
Sir, I'm from Vadodara, IRA International School.
Okay, Vadodara. Fabulous. So please, I think Shelly was raising her hand. Shelly, please share your thoughts on the opening question. Yeah.
For me, I introduced myself with the AI 2 years before.
Okay,
And
lovely.
initially it was like, okay, yeah, this is something which is replacing the human efforts.
Very
But
good. Very
gradually,
good.
the way Vivek sir shared with us that it cannot change the emotions. It will be all scripted what we are getting it. So then gradually I started finding the best way to use the AI and smartly how can I use in my professional life. If I'm sharing my usage for AI, I'm on the administrative position, I'm a vice principal. So not only for the drafting, I'm using even for the worksheets also. I'm cross-checking with the question papers also. And most importantly, most effectively, the Excel is my anyways forte with the technology since my college days. So it is making me Excel like a game. After using AI, so this is something which actually enhance my efficiency also
Very
and my
nice.
productivity also. And I can do multiple work, multiple tasks at the same time. So for me, if you are asking, I am taking AI as a game. What
Yes.
new?
Yes,
Like ma'am, Punita ma'am has just shared about the school AI. Sorry, AI education. And while she was telling, my desktop was open and I also tried this and it is really amazing. So this my weekend task is now explore the chat GPT edu.
Okay, so basically we can safely say that you are toying with AI. You are toying.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, Momita, I have a question, Shelly. The question that while you have taken AI in the right spirit because you have been early adopter of it for that matter, but how are you taking now that you are ahead of the curve by ensuring that you have enough right kind of professional development around this? What is that plan? So that will be my second question to you when we will come to you. Now, Momita, over to you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, all the panelists and whosoever is joining here. It's a pleasure to, be a part of this wonderful journey. And as we are talking about AI, so I'd like to address HI. Like our Gaurav sir is so much energetic. I have been watching him from the last day. So AI cannot replace this human intelligence. So Gaurav sir is having this human intelligence. So yeah, AI can enhance our skills. So we need to take it positively. Why? My point is that when Corona occurred in 2020, so everything was in dark, that how we are going to conduct the classes and how we are going to reach to our students. So at that time also, the digital learning was a scary thing for us. But I'd like to say that the educators only can convert any scary thing or any darkness or any unknown thing to the opportunity. So it is an opportunity for us to uplift our skills as well as the skill of the students. So if we get scared as a educationist, so we cannot uplift or enhance the capability of the students. So first, and I would like to say one more point, that first impression every time is very sticky, or any predominated idea is very sticky all the time, because it doesn't go it doesn't go with from our mind in a very first few days. But when we start our journey, then we can see, no, it's really helping us. So I have started my journey with AI, and the tool is Grammarly. I have introduced with Grammarly when I used to mail a lot of mail. So Grammarly actually helped me a lot to write the mails in a correct way. Though I am an English teacher, but still, as we don't know everything, but AI is collecting the impression from all over the world, and it is giving us the best option. So AI can give us this best option that which we can choose. AI is also choosing the options from everywhere. So human, if we want to copy, we need the intelligence. if you want to copy, you cannot copy without intelligence. So AI is giving us so many points. So now we have to sort out which we can choose for our students or for our profession. So yeah, AI is a great thing. It is a revolution, and revolution always push for an evolution. So yeah, that's my point, Gaurav sir. So thank you
Wonderful,
for
wonderful.
having
Thank you.
me.
Yes, wonderful. Good. You made your opening thoughts, which is about how AI has helped
Yeah.
you, educator. Obviously, that is first thing which we are trying to address from everybody. So because see the core theme or why we have gathered here is how much of sensitization or how much of adoption have Indian educators taken up to this entire new sort of a phenomena, when I say this, among the educating community, which is AI.
Yes, sir.
In fact, let me share with all of you, and I am, because this is second nature to me. Do you know when was the very term AI introduced to the world? Or who coined this term AI for that matter? Shelly is typing on ChatGPT. I'm just kidding. Google. Yes, no problem.
Google.
Yes.
But I also need to understand, Yogi, we are using and we never thought about it.
Exactly.
Yes.
The first time the term AI, which actually was coined in the year 1955.
Oh.
It is that old. Yes. And the person who obviously coined this term was John McCarthy, which I believe some. Yes. So first of all, if you look at the genesis of AI, it's not like a very new phenomena. It's a very old dated phenomena. Yeah. I will also recommend all of you, in fact, because there are quite a few educators here, all of you should watch this movie called Atlas. Atlas. This is a new movie which has come up on, actually it's available on, it's a 2024 release, by the way. It had just released on Netflix. Jennifer Lopez is a protagonist in the movie, and it's a complete movie on how AI actually takes over. And I will not like to give you the exact sort of a plot of the movie, but you should watch it, because it very beautifully sums up how this will be, entire thing will be interwoven in our lives. And that will happen. There's no two ways about it. So before I go any further, and which is our couple of questions, but Samiksha, your opening thoughts again, which is about, one is, we understand you have been using AI. Absolutely, AI has made life simpler for us. But the pointed question which we are addressing in this particular discussion is that how are you upskilling yourself on the AI understanding as you are going along as an educator?
First of all, thank you, Gaurav sir, for giving such a huge platform to be here and share opinions about it. When I talk about AI, I started this tool using 1.5 years back. It so happened that I, being the scholastic coordinator of the school, we are supposed to have certain write-ups to be given. So at that time, I was somewhat juggling and fighting, and then my daughter, the generation, she just helped me and open it that we are having so much of technology. Then why can't you help it? Why can't you take it? And then after that, I started with the chat GTP, and some things started to help me for some of the write-ups. Even then, we are planning a number of activities for the students. And then even I'm a teacher who teaches social science, especially my subject, that is in 9th and 10th standard. So planning for the worksheets of the students, asking them questions, then preparing them for competency-based questions, as now CBSE has given 50% of the competency-based questions. So for that, it really helped me out in achieving all these things. The most important thing is that our time is little less consumed with all this, and when we are using it for the students, asking students a typical type of a question in some different ways, that actually helps us and leads us to more questioning for a particular topic. And right now also, we are using with the Magic School AI. It's one of the good tool. If you can try it and use it, it is really helpful for everything. Magic School AI. You can have a number of worksheets, and for especially the science and maths also, it is really helpful. AI I have started even using for uh, development of the students. Then sometimes, there are certain queries regarding the particularly student are having, and then I started for giving them certain activities, then preparing for some project based learning. So all these things, this is AI is really helpful for us in using all these things. Thank you.
Okay, fabulous. So that's behind us now, which is that how AI has you have been using, in fact, AI. So Shelley, would you considering you are sharing leadership role as well for that matter, and I think you're a first of all, every one of us are educator or a teacher at heart first to begin with, right?
Absolutely.
When you are planning your own professional development with respect to AI acquisition or acquisition of new skills of AI, how do you do that? What is your own sort of a plan around it?
You want for my staff,
No,
my
for
own
yourself, for
professional,
yourself.
for myself. Okay. For me, matching with the technology is very important because we are the old school people and we groomed ourselves with the technology. And that is why we are running with the pace of the system. So that is the one thing which I personally take it up. And about the AI, because it is opening so many doors. So lot many things to be done and train the people accordingly is one of my basic target what I am taking right now. Like I am just sharing today's incident only. One of my language teacher came and she said, see, the child has written the project with this and the child is not scoring. What Vinita ma'am said that if she got the opportunity, she will give the equal marks to all. So I just guided that teacher. At least I'm happy that child opened the chat GPT, put up that
Absolutely.
topic, filtered it. So I appreciate that child. At least he did something with this. So for me, if I can inculcate the same type of feeling in other students also, but most importantly, the ethical use of chat GPT, ethical use of AI. The ethical practices regarding that consideration, grooming myself and developing my community along with the same pace.
Yeah, so maybe my network will be a little unstable, but I heard what you said, Shelley. So yeah.
So Gaurav sir, I suppose I am able to connect with your question, what you were expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. That is the idea, because the idea is to really get to the real sort of a situation and what is exactly the mood right now with respect to educators and how AI adoption is happening. We don't have to fabricate answers. We don't have to give glamorous answers, honestly. We don't need glamorous answers. There can be people who can say, oh my God, I have been doing this and that. No, we need real answers. And that is the beauty of all these conversations.
And another thing, we are talking about the cyber security and all these things. We should have the AI hygienic practices also, which can be a subject, which can give the proper use of the AI among the adults also, among the children also. This is my perception. If I get any time opportunity, I can prefer to launch such subject for the AI hygiene.
No, that's a good point, in fact, and such innovative ideas will have to come forward. Let me tell you that also, because your conventional wisdom will not help you in this time. I'll be very honest with you.
Absolutely.
All the teachers, and I'm very carefully selecting my words and saying this to you, you all will have to actually reinvent yourself.
Yeah.
And a person or an educator who is not willing to reinvent themselves, they will actually be what I call it, they will do the catching up job later. As simple as that. You will have to do it.
They will
Yes.
be replaced.
Sooner than later, you will have to do it. You do it as a proactive person. You will do it right now, or then you will do a catching up job. As simple as that. Right. So this is the most simplest way I can put across that what AI professional development will be all about. Professional development of AI means that try to stay abreast, make sure that you are with the tide and you're not against the tide, if I may say. Okay. And within that journey, remember, there will be a lot of people who will, what we call them, will become pioneers. They will lead the wave. There will be a lot of them, majority of them will be in between. They will be neither here nor there type situation. And then will be a bunch of people who will be always laggards, which are people who will catch up. So I'm sure you would not like to put yourself in the category 2 or category 3. You would like to put yourself in category number 1. And therefore, it is very important that every teacher, and I know it is, it comes very naturally to young teachers for that matter, but I won't say young or old here, that it's about the mindset. Actually, I have seen a lot of people who are very young by the age, but they have a very old mentality. So and there are a lot of people who may be 60s or 70s in their age, but they have absolutely great mindset or a young mindset, if I may say, right? So it has nothing to do with age. I will correct myself. There's nothing to do with age. It's all about mindset. And the point we are trying to draw with all of you here is that please make sure your professional development is of top class, of the highest quality, if I may say. Don't compromise on that. Make sure you are equipping yourself with the latest, if I may say, right? So I will open up the house now for a Q&A, which is we will take more questions from our audience, if I may say. Okay, but at the same time, before I go there, we will be doing a couple of things right now. We will be sending all of you, remember we had discussed yesterday that we will be sending you in the chat before we will close this session for today, is a link where all of you will be sharing with us the app of AI, which you use as an educator. Okay, and it has benefited you. We understand there will be majority of them will be an overlap. All of you would possibly say the same. That's perfectly okay. We will prepare a filtered list, which is that we will remove the repetitive ones, because I'm sure in everybody's answer there will be a chat GPT. The assumption is the chat GPT will be written only once. But similarly, like school AI or a Gamma for that matter, we'll prepare that list and we will share with for the benefit of all of you, which is after the conclave is done. That is one thing which we will do. Second is that, and I was sharing with you, is that please, when we open up the house in the next 2-3 minutes, we open the house for Q&A, please do have, either you share with us something which you have been doing around AI, which can be brief, or you can pose a question to our panelists. But before we go there, Momita and Samiksha, my second question, which I started with Shelly for that matter, how have you, or what is the effort you are making towards your own professional development around, especially, for example, AI adoption?
Yeah, sir, I would like to say that in NEP 2020, it is mentioned that CPD course is very much important.
Correct.
Yeah, so continuous process of development for every teacher is mandatory. So if we don't evolve ourselves, or if we do not, catch the new, we cannot provide any fun to the students in our classrooms. So NEP 2020 is focusing on the fun classroom or activity-based classroom, which can be engaging and it should be interactive. And now they are just demeaning the fact that rote learning is not accepted at all. So AI is a very fun-based learning if we implement AI, because we are giving an instruction and it is collecting all the data and just putting up on the monitor. So this process is, vibrant, and it is very much accepted for the students. So if we don't accept as a teacher, and if we don't train ourselves first, then we cannot understand what is the pros and what is the cons of this.
Absolutely. Absolutely well said.
Yeah. So educators must educate themselves first to know the good and the bad of the AI, so that we can be the torch bearer to the students, and we can say that no, you can use in this way, or we can catch the plagiarism as well, in this education process. So this CPD process is very much important for all the teachers in everyday work. So for NEP 2020 in our school, we always do CPD process in every month. So in the same way, when the digital learning started it has already been started, but it has been focused till 2020. So from that particular year, I have started learning so many things. First of all, it is very much accessible, these online platforms, as we are doing right now. So we are gathering from everywhere of India, and we are, enlightening each other. Like Shelly ma'am is enlightening me, and I'm sharing my ideas. Maybe she did not think about that. Now it is triggering her mind. Okay, it could be possible like this way. Like Gaurav sir is also, enlightening us. So this is the CPD process, actually, the interaction. And in this new era, we have heard about human library, right? So this human library means if we converse with each other, if we share the idea, it is a huge library right now. So AI, obviously a revolution, and as a teacher, we must do this CPD process continuously, so that we can evolve and we can polish our ideas, and we can implement in our classrooms, and we can help the students to evolve. Thank you, sir.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Wonderful. I think there are a few questions which were posed on the chat as well. I believe, example, Shelly ji would be, or either of you can really answer that question with respect to, I think somebody was asking about how can we make graphs, etc. Is that what was the question? So is there any tool for AI which can be used for making graphs, etc.? Shelly, is there any? Can you post your question once again, please? I think I missed on the thread. Basically, if you can post your question one more time, I can read that out. Okay, this is the question, I believe. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Ashwini Padolia from Kangaroo Kids, Gwalior. Hi. So my question was, is there any app where we can create a graph or a diagram, just because this is the limitation I saw, because whenever I used to write it on the chat GPT, it just gave me a very long coding, so that I have to use it on Python and then convert it. Is there any app like that?
See, I don't know which level you are using. Gradually, for me, the Canva is also coming up, and I am nowadays I am exploring with the Microsoft. So Microsoft has also come with the AI. Even you can design your own diagrams also.
Yeah, we can design posters also on Canva. I have tried
everything you can do. And for me, I am exploring the Excel very much with the AI. So there is the latest version of the Excel is having the AI option where you can put
AI
the
plugin
data.
with it for that matter. Yes.
And you can generate the graph. And sometime you will feel and you will be astonished, okay, that exactly what I have wanted from the data.
That's great.
I will also like to add on here, madam. There is one AI tool which is known as GeoGebra, GeoGebra. So GeoGebra is such an AI tool where you can generate everything. You want diagrams, whatever detail you want. This app will be really useful for you in mathematics. Whatever difficulties or some things you are facing, this AI tool will really, madam, help you to solve all this. Because we have been telling the teachers to use GeoGebra also. So this will really help you out. You can try it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for sharing it. Thank you. panelists. Now we will open the house for Q&A, or in fact, PHET also has that ability to make, I think somebody is posting it on
Somebody
the...
has wrote about the part also PHET. It is also
Yes.
good.
Good tool
But
for that matter.
sometimes it is happening about the data security thing.
Correct. Correct. Wonderful. So before we go to our next keynote speaker who will be joining us in the next 10 odd minutes, basically for our session, let's have open house, which is we'll have few questions asked from panelists, and in fact, leaders can also share their views. Okay. Meena Sampath, your question or your observation, please go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to know, I'm trying different platforms. I wanted to know how much, I mean, which one is free, because most of them are very highly priced. Canva also, for educators, when you go, you do not get everything. So how do we go about? If you have any idea which are little free or less, even if it is with the charge, maybe little less, something like that, if you know, that would be very helpful.
You all can share, obviously, because you all use it very regularly. Shelly?
It can, sir, can it be Microsoft Bing?
That's it's a browser.
Yeah.
Yes, fair
Okay.
enough. Of capabilities, but what she's asking is, I think, just to, I will start this and then I'll hand it over to Shelly to answer it, because I think she'll be far better to answer it.
No, sir, you can start.
No, Meena ji, first of all, I think as at this moment, ChatGPT 3.5 is free. Okay, because I think, and that is honestly in itself a fabulous tool. You don't have to go and look for multiple other tools, by the way. And in fact, what even Vinita shared today with us, if you were there with us, the ChatGPT EDU version of it is also free. Okay.
ChatGPT EDU.
EDU.
Okay, education. Okay.
So these are, and they are because the leader or the pioneer. But remember this, I think, which I think also Vinita shared, and I had shared this earlier yesterday, that every AI tool, remember, will become paid in very, very soon, by the way. Yes. First of all, and I'm only sounding this off, that please come out of this entire sort of a thought process, and at the same time, it will become economical also. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, economical. I understand. Paying, of course, I understand. Yeah.
It will be economical. It will be, in fact, economical. In fact, your usage will be therefore very selective, and you will be very careful, because at the end of the day, they will put it in a way that you can't randomly just put any prompt, right? So they'll put some numbers to it, example, right? So having said this, right now you should use, I would say, ChatGPT ED, and we'll be preparing a list, which we will share with all of you, which we will also can categorize which is free and which is not for free. Okay. So Shelly,
thank you.
You can add to what you wanted to ask. And both
I just want to very precisely, you quoted everything, but I just wanted to add one more thing. Ma'am, actually our personal requirement as per our subject is very limited. So there are many platforms which are giving you 4 to 5 settings free.
Okay,
Free. This you can use it. Otherwise, if your institutional demand is larger, so you can connect with the team and they can give you the better pricing for the subscription. So that largely it can be used for your institution. Otherwise, for the personal use, we are having many platforms, and as sir said, all are going to be paid anyways. All are going to be paid, and our requirements are different.
No,
so you
I
can
understand.
explore with money. But for me, I am paying for the Canva. I am paying for 2 more apps also for the same, like Neon, for the worksheets and all, which I am finding that, yes, I will share the link also with sir.
Okay.
So which is somewhere satisfying my demand.
Okay.
Thank
in
you.
fact, this is the good start, Meena ji. Start with ChatGPT EDU. In fact,
that I'm using. I'm using and I'm
Absolutely. In
quite
fact,
happy with it. Yeah.
That is good enough. More or less, everything does the same thing, more or less. Even I think investing in Canva is a right investment. I have personally
Absolutely.
bought it. I have seen it that it is fairly economical also. Go for a yearly sort of a subscription. You will get a good price also. We have bought it and it's quite handy, I would say. Yes. There was somebody who was raising the hand. I think I missed out. It was AI something. If you are still having any observation or a question, you can please come back and raise your hand. Somebody was having a show of hand. Yes, please go ahead, Mrunalini. Yes.
Hello. I was just wanting to talk about few more AI tools. One
Please.
of it was ma'am was talking about Bing. Actually, Bing is a browser, but on Bing, if you go, you have Copilot. So
Yeah,
using
Copilot is a tube.
Copilot, yeah. So there's a difference between Copilot and ChatGPT. Limited hallucination can be seen in Copilot. And also, if it's like as Shali ma'am was saying, she has Microsoft Edu account. So if you have a Microsoft Edu account and you are using Copilot, then the data which you are putting there as a prompt or something will not be used for ML training. So the educator data remains safe if you have an Office 365 account and you are using Copilot. So if your school has that account, Copilot is a nice tool to
Option.
use. Yeah, nice option. And then for there is something quizzes that is also has also been has the ability to generate quizzes using AI powered. So that is also one wonderful tool which we can think of. And maths tools, graphing tools we were talking about. So GeoGebra is one of it. Desmos is also a very good tool to be explored. And basic, if we want PHET, maths is also very good. And as far as data is concerned, PHET is supported by Colorado University, which is safe enough. That's what my observations
Wonderful.
are.
Thank you, Mrunalini. Thank you for sharing inputs.
Thank you so
And
much.
when we share this link very shortly with all of you, do put in that all these tools which you mentioned on that as well, so that people who have not joined us today also get benefit. Wonderful. Nisha, you want to say something? Yeah.
Good evening, Mr. Yadav, sir, and good evening, all educators over there.
Good evening.
This is Nisha, joined from Chennai.
Wonderful.
Okay. Yes, sir. Just last week, I got an opportunity to join a session which was completely regarding the AI tools conducted by AIEF. So there I came to know about new AI tools. I just wanted to share it.
Sure.
The best, as the discussion went on, one of the best AI PowerPoint tool is Gamma. Another one they shared in the session was Slides Go. I don't know how many of you are familiar with that. That one was a Slides Go. Another one, I don't know how many music teachers are there in this forum. So for them, Suno AI is one of the tool they suggested. SUNO AI. Suno AI, it creates music. So when you give an exact prompt, it creates music like how we expect. Another one, to create videos, there was an AI named Noisy. NOISEE. I don't know. I haven't used it yet, but this is one of AI tool which was shared in the session. And to create a beautiful image, there was an AI named Leonardo AI. Leonardo, LEONARDO. And in the session, they showed a very good example. They gave a exact prompts, and the app created wonderful image. For example, a boy holding a guitar, a girl standing in front of the temple and praying. So relevant prompts were given and exact image we got. So definitely these tools will help us in making our class more lively. Another one AI tool was Did AI, D-IDAI. That was for a video creation. So even that was absolutely fantastic. And one of the teacher here said Magic School. Magic School was good. Then we had Word Wall, then Prep AI. So like ChatGPT, there was another one tool, Perplexity AI. So I started using that because I am a facilitator from IB curriculum, International Baccalaureate curriculum. When compared to ChatGPT, what the speciality I felt in Perplexity AI was ChatGPT, when we give a prompt, it gives the content. But comparatively there, what happens is it gives the images, whatever we expect to put in our lesson plans or the text or whatever. Along with that, it shows the best 4 or 5 websites even. It suggests the best 4 to 5 websites so that we need not go to Google, search there for the content. So it suggests the best 5. So it's easy for us to easily click the link and get connected with that. So that was the very best thing I got from the Perplexity AI. So that's what's it. And I would like to know, is there any other teachers joined from International Baccalaureate curriculum here in this platform? IB curriculum? Handling language and literature? Okay, fine. And I would like to know, is there any AI tools for foreign languages so that I can help my department teachers, French, German?
Don't worry, we'll get you
Any of the
posted
teachers?
on that. Yes,
Okay.
for that matter, because I think we are now shy of starting with our new session. Basically, before we go there, I would like to quickly thank all of my panelists. Thank you very much, Momita.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very much, Shelly. Thank you very much,
Thank
Samiksha.
you.
Of you,
Gaurav
wonderful.
sir, thank you so much to bring everything on one plate.
Yes.
It's a great effort.
Yes.
No.
Thank
I think
you.
you
Thank
should
you,
be
Val.
you
Thank
should
you.
be
It was really wonderful.
complimenting this to Shwetambri. She has put together this entire
Tamri,
concept.
you too. I am your team, complete team.
Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
yes, thank you for your valuable inputs, dear panelists. We will now go to our next session. We already have our esteemed speaker with us. He's a young, dynamic engineer, in fact, an entrepreneur as well, who is doing a wonderful job in the space of AI. And I'm personally looking forward to this session because it will actually help all you educators with, I think, the most updated tools, techniques, whatever, which is generative AI and can be used in classroom for that matter. So Satvik, let's have you with us. I think you are already, I have made you the co-host. If you can come on the video, and then we can put you on the spotlight, and then we can start this. We still have 2 minutes to do that. At the same time, we are also posting the link for the tools which you have to fill in. So before leaving the session, or the moment you get the link for that matter, you can enter your best tools or the tools maybe you were not able to mention it right now, but you feel is a productive tool which educators can use. You can put it on that sheet. Shwetambri will do that right away. But for that matter, right now, Satvik is here. Satvik, wonderful. Good to have you. And welcome to the session. Satvik is an IIT Delhi graduate, and he is right now in the process of building, or I would say running his own startup. He's a very young entrepreneur. He's a founder of Build Fast with AI. And I believe he's based out of Bangalore right now. But more importantly, he will be speaking to all of us on generative AI in classroom. Over to you, Satvik.
So, hi everyone. I think to have around 400 odd teachers in the session is like a very good thing for me. So I'll just give you a background of myself when I share my screen. But I myself am very interested in teaching. So I run my own courses on generative AI. And going back to my college days, I used to do a lot of teaching, and I also used to run an NGO in education. So my interest in education is something that has been around for more than 10 years now. And now that I'm working in generative AI, and I'm always interested about what are the new tools and techniques that can help teachers perform a lot better. So in this time I wanted to give you an understanding of what generative AI, some of the cool new tools that you can try out to help like make teaching a lot better. And we'll also give you some free tools that you can use right away after the session. So for this thing, I'll just start sharing my screen if there is no other thing. So if I can share my screen, I'll just start with the presentation.
Yes, please.
Okay, wonderful. So let me just bring up the screen. Okay, I hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yes.
So when I was informed about generative AI, I'm going to do a session on AI for teachers, I was generally very excited because I have been, so the main reason that I've left my corporate job was to explore applications of generative AI in education. And I think to have these many teachers listening to me at this time, so it's a blessing for me. So starting with that, I'll just give you a quick background about myself. Maybe I'll just take 3-4 minutes to give a background about myself and what our company does. And then I'll directly jump into the topic for today, which is generative AI for classrooms. So there is too much happening in generative AI, but teachers are not able to take complete benefit of this particular technology. So this session will actually help you understand and leverage this piece. And now let me go into the first introduction part. So my name is Satvik. I am the founder of Build Fast with AI, which is a company that helps individuals and companies leverage generative AI. So if I were to tell about my background, I passed out from IIT Delhi in 2019, which is around 5 years back. So I did both my BTech and MTech at IIT Delhi. While I was at IIT Delhi, I was hugely interested in education, and I used to run my own NGO where we used to do a lot of Olympiads, boot camps for Delhi government school students mainly. And after my college, so I directly got into my corporate life as a banker and data scientist, where I worked for a couple of multinational banks. And now I'm transitioning, or maybe since last 1 year, I've transitioned into my second innings of entrepreneurship, which is through Build Fast with AI. So Build Fast with AI is a company that helps you bring your AI ideas to reality. So we do a lot of sessions, workshops. So this is a picture of me where we did a session at Google last month. So where we do a lot of events and activities around generative AI. Just to summarize what Build Fast with AI does in a single slide. So Build Fast with AI is a startup that will help enable your AI ideas to reality. So we are a very large community of 10,000 members spread across India and world. We have done more than 50 workshops on generative AI. So different topics around generative AI for different groups of people. So we have worked with more than 10 plus companies and startups to help them integrate generative AI. And me and our team have built more than 150 AI applications, starting from small, simple applications to very complicated integrations, which thousands of people are using. So we have done it all. So given this background of mine in education and AI, I think I hope I have something to contribute to everyone who is listening to me today. So with the background that I've given, so now I'll begin with the main part where I'll talk about generative AI for classrooms. So we see a lot about generative AI, ChatGPT, image models, audio models, video models, agents. So there are a number of things that are happening in generative AI, but our focus today will primarily remain for the generative AI for classrooms. So I understand that most of the people in this particular call are teachers and might not be aware of many terms, like what is exactly generative AI and how we can use it. So I'll start from very basics and I will explain what is generative AI, how it can help, and I'll go one by one. And I will also show you some tools that we have built. So I've mentioned that we have developed around 150 applications, out of which at least 30 applications are purely education related. So I will also show you at least 3-4 applications that we have built in this particular process. So what's the agenda? So I just wanted to have a structure and then I want to keep it open-ended at the end so that you can also ask me a lot of questions about generative AI. So these are the things that we will cover, where the first topic that I will cover is what is generative AI. So when people say Gen AI, what do they exactly mean? So I'll talk about definition of generative AI that we can understand. And I will explore some use cases where you can use generative AI, how you can use generative AI. And there is one debate that is happening in every sector. So will AI replace coder? Will AI replace developer? So I thought it would be a good exercise to answer this particular question as to will AI or will generative AI in specific replace teachers? So I'm going to answer this particular question in this session. And I will end with a part where I show you how you can use generative AI as your co-pilot. So generative AI is not just a tool, it can act as a co-pilot that can help you teach better and faster. So that is what our focus will be at the beginning of the session. So with this agenda in the mind, so I'll directly get into the first topic where I talk about what is generative AI. So first of all, what is generative AI? We have been hearing about AI since at least, let's say 10, 15 years, right? But what is so special about generative AI? So that is what I want to talk about in this. So traditional AI systems, so you might have seen whenever you're using TikTok or maybe any YouTube shorts or maybe Instagram for that matter. So the wall or the feed that you're seeing is customized to you. So Facebook, Instagram, these companies have analyzed a lot of data about your likes, what you are seeing, and they predict what is it that you will like the most. So traditional AI systems were primarily used for prediction. So if you're seeing a movie on, let's say, Hotstar or Netflix, so they'll actually show you a part where you have watched this movie, so you might like this, right? And let's say if you have watched a YouTube reel or short, so it will predict the next video so that you are engaged in it. So traditional AI systems were primarily used for prediction. So what is the next song that you might want to hear? What is the next product that you can buy? So Amazon does a lot of AI where they try to predict what is the next product that you are going to buy based on your purchase behavior. And a lot of analysis also happens. So traditional AI that we have been hearing from 10, 15 years were primarily focused for prediction and analysis. But this AI that we are seeing from the last 1 year since ChatGPT came out is very different. This is very different from the traditional AI systems that we have been seeing for a while. So the reason is that this AI has a power to create something new and original, which nobody has seen, right? So it can create a new image. It can create a new poem. It can create everything that is new. It can create new questions. So this AI has a particular characteristic. So the reason why we say this as generative AI is because this can generate something. So AI that creates new and original content is generative AI. And this is not just limited to the text. So in ChatGPT, whenever you ask something, it will give you an output. So this is not, generative AI is not just limited to text input and text output. So generative AI can generate images, it can generate text, it can generate images, it can generate audio, it can generate videos, and it can generate everything under the sun. So this is how powerful this technology is. And the most important part about generative AI is that this is very easy to use. So unlike traditional AI, where you had to be a software engineer or artificial intelligence engineer to actually use these systems, generative AI is very easy to use. You might all have used ChatGPT or other tools like that. So ChatGPT is a very complicated system. So the backend, the algorithms, the models, these are all very complicated. But as a user, you only have to give it a prompt. You just have to enter something and it will give you the response right away, right? So this is generative AI. So whenever I talk about generative AI, we mean an AI that can create something new, original, right? Text, images, audios, videos, everything will come under this. And one great characteristics about generative AI is that it is very easy to use. So you can just prompt a very large model to create some content, to create images, videos, so on and so forth. So this is the basis of generative AI. Now, what are the use cases of generative AI, right? So I just joined the call 10 minutes before, and there was some discussion happening about what all the things that you can do. So continuing that, maybe I can say that generative AI can be used for a lot of purposes, right? It can actually be used for assessment. Let's say you don't have to evaluate homework by yourself. Let's say this is a routine thing. So can AI do the assessment on your behalf? So that is one question. So what I'm just going over some rough use cases in generative AI, and I'll also show you some examples as well. it can be used for lesson planning. So you can actually create some interesting activities, discussion questions, outlines directly with generative AI. Visualization is something. So you can actually create new forms of content. You can create some animations, you can create mind maps, you can create a lot of other content around using generative AI. And most importantly, generative AI is something. So as teachers, you might all know that every student within the class is a different person, right? So generative AI gives us the capability to create content in different levels and learning styles. So that is also one of the use case. So I have set the use cases, but I thought it would be fun if I can show you some of these use cases instead of just telling that this can be used for XYZ. So we have created some demos. So what we will do is I'll just show you some of the, you can see generative AI in action with some of the demos that I show right now. So I'll show you 3 demos. So these are all the applications that we have created at Build Fast with AI. So the first app that I'm going to show you is how can you automate assessments? So how can you get AI to check your students' homework? So let's say I'll show you one example. So let's say this is the application that I've created, which uses GPT-4 model. So GPT is the most famous AI that is out there as of today. Now I have used this AI to check homework of the student. So let's say in this box, if I can upload an image of a handwritten problem, it can actually check and give answers. So let us see if it is able to do that. So I have a math problem that I've already put beforehand. So this is the problem that I have. This is one of the problem that a student has written. So the student has given a wrong answer. It should actually be plus 29. It is actually minus 29. So now what I'll do is I'll ask AI to check whether this homework is correct or not. So let me just try to do that. So I've uploaded this image to AI and I'm asking it to check the solution. So the solution here is wrong, but can AI actually give the correct answer and probably give the feedback as to what is the correct steps to do? So you see that it has not, the earlier answer was minus 29, but it has correctly calculated that the correct answer is 29. And it is also giving an explanation. So let's say if you are actually correcting your students' homework, so sometimes it is very difficult. Let's say if you're handling 100 students at a time, it's very difficult to handle each and everyone at a time. But with AI, you can do a lot of automation like that. You can just upload images of the homework and you see that it is giving a very clear explanation. The answer is correct, incorrect, and here is the correct solution. So this is one of the applications of AI where it can see the content and it is actually giving you some feedback, correct? So this is one of the AI application that we created, which can automate homework. And one other interesting application that we created is to create mind maps using AI. So let's say students face a lot of problem memorizing some things, right? So how can we make it easier to memorize a lot of things? So that is what I'll show you right now through one of the applications that we have created. So this is the application that we have created where you can just type the topic you want and it will actually create a mind map for you. So you can just hover over it and it will also give you some explanations as to what it is. So imagine learning a new topic in the form of mind map. So let's say I'll show you one example. Let's say you want to teach independence movement. Let's say you want to teach independence movement of India. So let us see if AI can create a mind map for this so that it becomes very easy for students to memorize and it will also be a great learning aid for teachers as well. So these are the AI models, which might take a couple of seconds to run. So in this particular case, since you are generating the entire diagram, it will probably take around 25-30 seconds. So the possibilities that I want to, while this is loading, in the next 5 minutes or so, I'll show you all the possibilities that they are with generative AI. And then in the next half of the session, maybe in the last 10-15 minutes, I'll also show you some practical ways that you can use directly. Okay. You see that I just gave independence movement of India and it has created some sort of a mind map for us, right? So it has created a very simple mind map. So you can actually ask it to reiterate and create a more complex one as well. So it just mapped Indian independence movement to Quit India movement, non-cooperation, role, and so on and so forth. So you can ask AI to create even more detailed mind maps based on this. So this is also one of the tools. So you can actually create a lot of infographics and do this. Initially, when I was creating this particular presentation, I was actually showing a third application which was different. But just last week there was a new model, or maybe there was a new AI that was released, which will actually make teaching a lot more. It will change teaching as we know it. So the reason is that you can generate animations from AI with a single prompt. So let's say you are explaining a concept in physics and you're struggling to explain it, or maybe many students are not understanding it. How wonderful would it be if you can create an illustration and show it to students how it works? So that is what we will do right now. I'm going to use an AI called Claude AI for this. And you can see that I have just given it a prompt. I've just given it a prompt saying that create an animation for projectile motion. So this is the single line that I've given it to AI. And this AI has created an illustration that will help us teach better. So let's say if you are teaching this particular concept of angle, velocity, height, so on and so forth, this is the animation that it has created. So whenever you say launch, it will go ahead and see. So you can actually use it as an interactive tool as well. So let's say if the angle is very high, so what will happen to the ball? So this is a question that we can ask to the class, and just say launch. Right. So what if the angle is 79, but we increase the speed to, let's say, 100? What will happen? So we see that it has escaped out. So let us decrease the angle. So this way you can actually create a lot of illustrations with this, right? So this is a bot called Claude AI. Maybe I can give all the links to the topics that I'm telling at the end. I can pass it on to everyone at the end. This is called Claude AI, where you can just give it a single prompt and you can ask it to generate any animation that you want, right? So this way, AI can also help you to create interactive learning aids. So it is not just limited to text or maybe some mind maps. AI is mature right now so that it can also create. It is so mature that it can also create some animations and illustrations that will help you teach better. So having said that, so these are a few demos that we have built. We will give access to a lot of other tools that we have built going forward. But these are some of the demos that I just wanted to get you the feel of what all is possible with generative AI, right? So it's just not about simple chat GPT. These are all the things that AI can do as of today already. That begs this question. So if AI can do a lot, so AI can generate animations, it can generate infographics, it can teach, so on and so forth. So the question here is that if AI is so capable, will it replace teachers or not? Right? So how many of you, maybe I'll see if there is a possibility, but can we do a poll where how many of you actually think, or maybe you can just use the chat to say yes or no. So how many of you actually think that AI will replace teachers? And I know that none of you want to accept that AI is going to take job, but I just wanted to get an understanding of how many of you feel that AI will replace teachers. So there are majority of no's, and a couple of yeses here and there. Okay. Okay, I think the responses are still coming in. So I'll wait till all the 400 people respond to this. So that's wonderful to see that most people believe that AI will not replace the answer is no. AI will not replace teachers, but I'll give you reasons why and where AI will actually fit into the place, right? So we are going to answer this question more scientifically, not just in terms of yes or no, but we'll try to see some reasons why AI can't replace teachers and what are the teacher's strengths and what are AI's strengths. So AI has its own strengths and weaknesses, And as teachers, or maybe as human beings ourselves, we have some weaknesses as teachers. So wherever teacher is weak, AI can come in, and wherever AI cannot do the work, teacher is anyways there, right? So let us just try to assess this from that aspect, and let us try to get some tools as well. So I would say that the reason why I'll give you a reason why AI can't replace teachers, right? So teachers as of today are superheroes in my opinion. My mom herself is a teacher, so I've seen seen growing up. I've seen a lot of teachers around me, and during college, while working on NGO, I have interacted with hundreds of teachers. So I have tremendous respect for teachers because they not only do teaching, so they manage, or maybe they provide guidance to hundreds of students in a given year. And not only that, they are also doing a lot of administrative tasks, right? So teachers are superheroes who are already doing a lot of things. So in this particular scenario where teachers are in charge of many things, so where can AI come into place? So that is what I'll try to answer now. So the answer for will AI replace teachers is no, as I've mentioned. And I've also mentioned that AI has its own strengths and teacher has their own strengths. So AI role can be in to enhance the human expertise, right? So AI's role can actually be to be a supportive creature to teacher, right? Wherever teacher cannot, let's say teacher can't give personalized feedback to 50 students, but AI can, right? Teacher can show emotional intelligence, teacher can be empathetic, teacher can understand students real issues at a very basic level, which AI cannot do. So teacher has a lot of irreplaceable skills that no AI can ever do, right? But AI has some benefits that teacher cannot do because of time constraints. So where can AI fit into place? So when now that we are sure that AI is not going to take teaching job, but let us not look at how generative AI can merge with teaching. So how generative AI can help teachers do their job better. So there are two ways. So what I say is, if there is a teacher, generative AI can act as a co-pilot. So generative AI can act as an assistant to teacher. Right? Generative AI is not going to take away their jobs, but in fact, it will act as an assistant to the teacher. And there are two ways in which an AI can act as an assistant to teacher. So the first way is it can help save a lot of time for the teacher, right? So there are a lot of, so the first way AI can help teachers or teaching in general is the automation. A lot of, there are a lot of jobs that teachers do, which are routine tasks like record keeping, attendance, so on and so forth. So there are a lot of tasks like this that can be automated by AI very easily, right? So let's say if you want to, I have shown you the homework problem, right? So let's say if there are 50 students in the classroom who are sending you a homework with 10 questions each, that involves 500 questions that you want to evaluate. So time wouldn't be sufficient. But if we can employ an AI agent, it can provide instant formative feedback to all the students. So a teacher can control an AI as to what they can do, right? You can take all those 500 questions, put them in AI, and give instant formative feedback to these students. So that is how you can use AI in the first part, where you can use AI to save a lot of time, right? And the second reason why you should use AI is to enhance creativity. Because with technologies like internet, the knowledge has been democratized to everyone, right? Internet came along 20 years ago, and this is a new type of information revolution, right? Someone was mentioning about perplexity AI. So the power of perplexity AI or tools like that is that you don't have to do a Google search to find some answer. You just ask the AI and it will actually give you, right? So AI can be used as a source to get creative. So there is a lot of knowledge available online due to internet, and generative AI that brings us even closer to that, right? So if you want, whenever you're teaching a new topic, or maybe you want to teach a topic in a new way, so you can use generative AI as a creativity booster. So you can get new ideas for lessons, activities, so on and so forth from AI. And AI can also be used as a great personalization tool. So it can also help you create different lessons and experiences for teachers or different classes for that matter. So there are two ways in which generative AI can actually help you. So one way, it can help you save a lot of time by automating routine tasks. And the second reason is it can help you with a lot of creativity. So creativity is not just, so I have shown you the projectile motion animation. So it is a way to expand your capabilities of teaching. Earlier, let's say if you're only teaching on a blackboard or a smart board, you can actually bring in AI right now to show some interactive explanations as well. So that is how AI can help in both of these ways. Having said that, there are a lot of tools, right? So there are tools like ChatGPT, there are tools like Claude AI that I mentioned, Perplexity, and Microsoft Copilot. There are hundreds of chatbots that are available for free as of today, right? So, but we felt that none of the tools that are available in the market are specifically created for teachers, right? So since we were creating a lot of applications, we thought, why not create an application for teachers and give it to them? So we have been working on this initiative for a while now, and I'm happy that we have created an AI assistant for teachers, which is available as of now, where you can log in and sign up for free. So in the remaining 4 or 5 minutes that I have, I'll just show you a demo of the applications that we have built for teachers and how you can use it to enhance your teaching. So if you want to access the platform, you can just go to educhain.in. So this is available for free, by the way, and anyone can anyone can log in and see this. So we have created a new AI that will help you do a lot of things directly. So I was mentioning a lot about automation, helping you get more creative, so on. So this is a platform that was specifically created to help teachers reimagine education with AI, right? So this is the title that we have also put, reimagine education with AI. So there are a lot of features that we have in pipeline, but I'll show you some of the features that you can use as of today. So when you log in for the first time, you will see a button to sign in. You can just use Google to sign in from your account. So I've already signed in from my account. So this is my account that I have currently. And this is the dashboard that you see. So every teacher who logs into the website will get 100 free, will get some credits. They'll get 25 free credits. If you fill your profile on the left-hand side, you will get 100 credits as well. So we will give you 100 additional credits. So what you can do with these credits and how is it going to help you? So there are a lot of features that we are going to launch, but there are 2 features that are already live, which you can use as of today, or that I'm going to show you right now. So one is that, let's say we have spoken to a lot of teachers for this. Many teachers have said that setting a question paper, giving quizzes at the end of every lecture is a problem because they have to spend a lot of time in creating the questions, downloading the paper, giving it for printout, getting it back. So a lot of work has to go into this. So we have created a way where you can generate quizzes just within a minute using AI. And this is the quick form that you can fill and you can generate the questions. So currently it supports, you can just go ahead and type any subject or topic that you want. So you can just type math, enter the topic, subtopic, and generate. But let's say if you are using NCERT curriculum, we already integrated it. So just click on NCERT. So you can just select the grade that you want. Let's say you want grade 8. Okay, just a second. So you can just select grade 8, select the subject that you want, math. Let's say topic, I want topic to be mensuration, let's say. And I can select a subtopic. Let's say this is the subtopic. This is directly from NCERT book. So the entire syllabus that you're seeing is from NCERT. So let's say I want to do this. And you can increase or decrease the number of questions that you want. And you can give custom instructions as well. You want the questions to be easy, hard. You want more questions of this type or that type. You can also mention custom instructions. And once you have filled these points as to which topic and subject that you want questions for, and you just press generate MCQs. Now AI is at the work. Your AI assistant will start working. It is creating some questions for you. And within 10-15 seconds, you will have everything available. So you see that within 10 seconds or so, you were able to create 5 high quality questions right off the bat. So one feature that we have given in this is that we understand that teachers want PDF that they can download it, print it, or do that. So once you generate all the questions, you can just directly press the generate PDF button. So where you can download all the questions at once. So you can generate a PDF and you can just download it and print it out and do whatever you want. So you see that we were able to create this particular assignment within 1 minute. We were just able to give the topic name. We have downloaded it and you give it to the printer. So there are many more features that we are putting into this very soon. So this is how you generate questions using EduChain, the platform that we have designed. So let's say you want to create lesson plans. So currently we support 2 features, which is generating questions and lesson plans. You can also go ahead and generate question papers. We are also launching multilingual quiz where you can generate quizzes in different languages. And you can also upload a textbook and ask it to generate questions from that. So I'll also show you how lesson plan works before I end the session. So you can, again, if you are relying on NCERT syllabus, just click on this. You can select the subject. Let's say you want maths, grade 6. Select the topic that you want. Let's say statistics. Duration is 60 minutes. And you can say that you can give any specific instructions to the bot as well. So I want to have many interactive activities. You can give some instructions to the AI as well. And you just press submit. So this way you can also customize your lesson plan in different ways. So it will give you what are the activities that you can do, what is the content outline. And again, you can also give more instructions. So if you want a different type of lesson plan, you can also do that. So once the lesson plan is generated, you can also download it and print it and store it. So I will also show you this. So currently, you can just download. So this is how the platform works. So whenever you generate questions, so if you get 100 credits, you can generate 100 questions for free. So currently we are at beta phase. So if there is any teacher who wants to use this for their classroom, so we will give you 1,000 additional credits once you reach out to us. If you want to test out this feature and want to use it in your daily life, you will get 100. So when you sign up for the first time, just click on the profile button. Click on the profile button and just fill in your details. So once you fill in your details, you will get additional 100 credits. So when you log in for the first time, you will only get 25 credits. Once you fill the information about what subject you teach, what grade you teach, we will give you 100 additional credits that you can use to generate any one of these things. So this is the platform that you can still use ChatGPT and many other bots as it is. But we decided to create a tool that is very specific for teachers. And this is only a few features that we have launched so far, and we are going to launch a lot more going forward. So yeah, you can, I request all the teachers to make use of this particular tool. You can just go to educhain.in. You can sign up for free and get 100 credits and start using it. So if you want to use it for your daily life, if you want more credits, you reach out to us and we will be happy to help with that. So if anyone is interested in generative AI crash course that we offer at Build Fast with AI, it is starting very soon. So you can check it out if that is of interest to you. And the last slide is that, okay, if you want to reach out to me for anything, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn. So this is my profile on LinkedIn. So if you want to reach out to me to mail, so this is my email. So you can send me a mail or reach out to me on LinkedIn. Okay, so I think just to summarize.
Okay, So time is up,
Yeah.
Satvik. Exactly.
Yeah. Okay,
We
go
have
ahead.
passed 5 minutes. Having said
Yeah.
this, thank you very much for your inputs and effective tool. I believe educhain.in is the URL. You all can check it out yourself. And if you find it handy, please do use it. Thank you very much for your time. And we straight dive into our last panel discussion, which is, I believe, our panelist is already with us here. So I hand it over to Shwetambari to introduce them, put them on the spotlight, and we'll start with the panel.
Yes, sure, sir. So we have with us joining Miss Neha Srivastava from Sunbeam School Group. Miss Neha Srivastava, if you can please be on video, I will put up, yeah, you are here. Thank you. Then we have with us Miss Madhurima Acharya from DPS Newtown, Kolkata. Yes, welcome, Miss Madhurima. And we have with us also Miss Anushka Bhaumik from Jain Futuristic School, Kolkata again. Yes, Miss Anushka Bhaumik. Yes, so now we will move ahead with the topic again. Of course, related to AI. I'm just reading out the topic for you all to be this, that future trends in AI and education, preparing for the next wave of innovation. So this is the topic we will be discussing along with our eminent panelists. So let us take your first opening remarks. I request, sir, if we can take directly from Ms. Madhurima Acharya first.
Yeah, so I think we have a very clear agenda on our hands, which is the topic of this panel discussion, which I believe will not only involve all our panelists, but I will in fact extend all of you to join a little later in terms of this discussion, which is that as per you, as an educator who is seeing technology from a lens of an educator. Remember, I have always said this, that the way technology should be looked at is from a lens of an educator, not from a lens of a technologist. Because technology with an eye of an educator is very different to the way a technologist looks at technology, right? So, and usually we have to strike that fine balance between creating technology which is useful and productive for educators by not burdening them, or I would rather say simplifying their work. Okay, so having said this, I would first want that either of you, and I think Madhurima, you can begin with by sharing your opening thoughts on the topic. What you think about it. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Gaurav. I hope I'm audible. Yeah. The topic today is AI future trends in education. So I've been listening to the panel from yesterday, today also I listened to a lot of people. And definitely AI has transformed the life of educators. And most of us have started using AI tools to upgrade ourselves. I have done it for myself in a big way, and it's not that too many AI tools I have used, but yes, I have used a lot of tools which, in order to enhance my teaching capability, enhance the delivery of the classroom. So, what I think for AI to cope up with the future trend, first of all, we need to know, we have to stay informed about the various AI tools. Many of us, including me, do not know the various kind of tools available and what kind of work we can get out of it. So, having knowledge of all the tools, having worked on different tools is very, very important for us to choose a tool which is going to cater to our needs. This is one thing. Second thing is AI tools, like somebody has mentioned here, most of them are paid. And like Gaurav sir has also mentioned that most of the free AIs are going to be paid in future. So AI tools should be made affordable. So many AI tools are already paid, so without knowing how they actually work, how comfortable we can be with those AI tools, we are not sure whether to pay for them or not. Like why ChatGPT is more popular today? Because it is free and it is catering to it is covering a wide kind of, subjects. So everybody is able to use ChatGPT for their own personal needs. So probably that is the reason why it is free. So it has to be made more affordable so that many people can use it to their interest. And definitely, as a teacher, as an educator, each one of us should be able to use AI in a better way. Now, while using a few couple of AI tools that I'm using for my to meet my daily needs, I feel there is a lot of hallucinations happening with these AI tools. Sometimes it comes up with irrelevant answers. So, as an expert in my subject, definitely there my role comes into play that whatever has been generated by these generative AI applications, I must validate it. It should fit my logic before I can actually deliver it to my classroom.
Yes.
So I actually check, I review the content which has been given by generative AI. I do not fully rely on this generative AI because they simply cater to our questions. And then we have to selectively find out the areas which we want to keep and what to discard. And every time whatever the generative AI is going to get us build us for us, I always do a lot of review, and I do a lot of tailor made things for myself. I use my own language. Sometimes I replace my language, my own descriptions, in place of the one which is given by the AI. In this way, because students are also using a lot of generative AI and they know exactly what kind of language this chat GPT use. So I don't want my content to be as a result of, the one which I'm going to display in the classroom should be, students should say, oh, ma'am has made it in chat GPT and there is no intellectual that ma'am has put in order to create or build the resource. So definitely,
I think this is a fabulous point. I want to draw everyone's attention. I think somehow I think over the past 2 days we have not emphasized on this, but I will really compliment Madhurima for pointing this out very, very diligently, that somehow we have just taken everything on the face value of what AI usually throws. And I think people who have used it very extensively have seen the pitfalls of it, if I may say. A lot of the times I have been victim of it myself, where we took the input or the output provided by ChatGPT, for that matter, as the final word. And actually it was absolutely the other way around. So I think one of the caution or one of the checkpoints should be that whatever, I'm just putting it in a better version of Madhurima, what you said exactly, is that whenever we are using any kind of chat GPT or any kind of AI, I think the first of the guardrails need to be, we have to double check it, for that matter, before even presenting it to any kind of audience. And in case of you, which is every educator here, it becomes all the more responsible as a duty, because remember, you will be judged for everything what you will say in front of your class, I'm sure, right? So I think that's a wonderful point drawn by Madhurima. And I think I only chipped in by saying that it is absolutely imperative for every educator to double check it before even taking it to anybody, for that matter. Please continue.
So at the same time, I use AI tools for, to enhance my skill, to reduce my work, to increase my capability. I don't want AI tool to be a part of, to steal the spotlight of the class. I want to be the spotlight of my class. I want my children to praise me from the way I teach, the content I deliver, the kind of question I make. Definitely, I use AI to enhance the skills. Definitely, the time which I used to take earlier to make worksheets, question answers, MCQs, And also it is giving me a lot of insight. Like during the COVID, we had made PPTs, lot of PPTs, and I'm now reviewing those PPTs, and I'm giving the same topic to ChatGPT. I come up that there are several other points that I missed out in those PPTs, which I'm going to include in my own words and with my own pictures. So I am actually reviewing my old work. I am building my new work. So it is saving a lot of time, but definitely I am using AI tools for my own personal growth. And when I go to the class, I go to the class as a better educator and with my better resources to train the students. So I normally do not take any AI tool to my classroom. Rather, I create my content, which is going to be, I create very skillful questions, very thought-provoking questions for which, students admire me a lot. And that to some extent, I give that credit to AI as well, because the kind of amount of time I used to spend making those, now it has gone down a lot. So as a result, I'm making more and more questions. I'm more frequent with activities, especially when I teach in senior classes. Now people are stressing on activity-based learning. So with senior classes, it is very difficult to perform an activity in a stipulated time frame, and also kind of curriculum that we cater to. We really don't know what kind of activity is going to be suitable for the senior children who are of 16, 17, 18-year-old. So doing activity and managing a group of, let's say, 40, 50 students is going to be difficult. So there I take help, like wherever I was, wherever my lacuna was there, like I was not able to meet up with the trend of the present education system. There I have taken help, and there I have learned how to, break up the activities into smaller activities, and maybe you can involve a set of students into activities, others to watch, others to evaluate the activity. So they get a responsibility that, okay, now I need to evaluate, so I need to watch the activity and I need to do it. I being a computer teacher, I do all of these a lot. And this is how I incorporate AI in my curriculum.
I think you said it wonderfully, Madhurima. I think both the points are very practical and realistic to begin with, number one. And why it is in fact responsible enough to as an educator, which is obviously the part of checking it for ourselves. But I will also make a quick sort of a disclaimer to all of you, because I think I don't want to lose out on that point, is that please understand this: AI is a very, very expensive tool. I'll give you a quick number which will help you all understand it. Every prompt you put on ChatGPT costs ChatGPT $0.36. Now, understand this. Any small company in the longer run will not be able to sustain the kind of investment a ChatGPT or a AI tool will require. Number one. So therefore, it is very, very important that whenever we are choosing our service provider or a tool which you are using, please go for a very reliable global product. Because as I said, you may never know, because see, right now it's a buzzword. AI is a buzzword. Every second person is attempting to be a success in AI space. But we also know it will see a lot of consolidation. Consolidation means handful of people will run the show in terms of the scale with which AI had to work. Okay. I have already indicated to you, and you are already seeing this, that free AI will soon disappear. There's nothing called free in AI. I told you the expense which AI is making right now. As we speak, ChatGPT on a prompt makes $0.36 as an expense. So remember, nothing will eventually be free in this entire journey. So therefore, it is the time right now, next 6 to 12 months, I would request every educator here not to make any kind of unwanted, expensive investment. Because remember, AI will evolve and AI will change very, very dramatically in the next 12 to 14, in fact, months. So it is better and prudent right now to have a very sort of a cautionary look at it. Use the free tools which are available as much as they can. Use the reliable product at the end of the day. So example, I have seen ChatGPT. ChatGPT is backed by Microsoft. So you can definitely trust Microsoft for its capability. There are products from Google, there are products from MS, and there are products from global entities for that matter. So whenever we are in bank, even Canva is a very established brand globally. So all these smaller investments or investments of minuscule nature are worthy investment. It will be required by all of you as you will go along. But I am cautionary. I'm being very cautious about this because I study this space very carefully. I know exactly what we want to bring to all our educators. Nothing should be brought in with a blind eye. So please keep that in mind. Okay, now having said this, Anushka and Neha, please share your opening thoughts, and then we will keep building this. All of you are co-host, I believe, so you can know you're not the co-host. What I will do is we'll make you the co-host, so now you can actually operate your muting and unmuting yourself. Okay, please go ahead, Anushka.
Hello, Gaurav. Hi, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. So I am an elementary teacher at SPK Gen Futuristic Academy. And to be very honest, when I think about AI, I think that is the future, right? So we cannot leave behind or be scared of using AI to its full potential. And how the AI has been created is it is targeting the new age skills that we require in our child. So basically, the new age skill, which consists of research, analysis, which consists of communication, evaluation, all these skills we need to put in our child. We need to nurture them, right? So I believe when we talk about these skills, AI is definitely going to help them build these skills. We as teachers, we need to be more active on AI because everything nowadays is dependent on AI. Even my children come to me and say, ma'am, today I have found something, and it is in ChatGPT or in any other form of AI that is available to them. So there's an AI where you can conversate, right? Conversations happen. So Replica is one of them. So there a child is just conversating with the AI, telling them something, maybe what they cannot share with us, they are chatting, right? And they are experiencing what is called expressions. Yes. So I think for AI, the trendiness, actually the trend, it is a trend, and for students also it has become a trend. And if we are not updated, we are not following the trend, then to them we are not really the fun or cool or the nice, bringing in something to the table, that kind of a teacher. And that is what they require. They require teachers to be more, understanding what they are trying to convey to us. So I think with AI, teachers can be more, understanding their needs, what they want, and deliver what they require. So this wave of innovation that has come into them, and they are intrigued by it. They are curious to know what exactly they can find out. So they are always on it. Even if I tell them, okay, so today we are going to do this, ma'am, I know I can research it on ChatGPT, or maybe, I can go and take it. They take up their own activity. And that is very, very important when we come to teaching, right? We want our children to be very, very curious, very, needy when it comes to information. So I think when we talk about AI, that is definitely what is giving us that push. It is giving our children that push, and it's just the future, and we cannot deny it.
Absolutely. In fact, one of the thing which is underlining to understand is that eventual classroom will, or the classroom has changed actually, to be honest with you, right? I see my own daughters really evolving from what they were or what kind of questions they were posing to how they are really now submerged into technology. There's no two ways about it.
Yes.
And anybody or any educator for that matter, or any parent like myself, if we will not be able to catch up to their language, I think the language which they use is a digital kind of language, you'll obviously lose their interest. As simple as that.
Definitely.
No matter I'm their father, no matter my wife, if we are not able to create that frequency, like a frequency modulation FM channel, right, you will miss the entire tune. So that will happen. And I think people are evolving, teachers, young educators like yourself are evolving. And I've seen that caught up very well with our educating fraternity. But I think the way Madhurima pointed out one thing, which is, I think should be our point of reference here, is that one is that there is a plethora of AI available. Yes. Be cautious about it. Be circumspect about it. Be doubly sure when you are using it for your utility. As simple as that. Because remember, you are not just using for your own personal usage. You are setting an example in front of another kids, which are hundreds of them.
Very true. Very true.
So therefore, I think one of the very, very important point of AI usage is that responsibility of a teacher who is taking that AI to the classroom is actually more and more important than anything else. Because remember, the moment you take it to the classroom, it is no longer remaining with you. It is now with the 100 other people. And it can go in any direction from there, basically.
Yes.
Right. So therefore, be very cautious. I think be very, very doubly sure. And sometimes being conservative also in this case will be better, I would say. There is no point being very proactive in this. You can be conservative, no problem. Neha, what do you think about the topic and how have you been working on this?
So first of all, very good evening and Jai Hind, everyone. And thank you for having me here and giving me opportunity. I'm Neha Shrivastava. What pandemic has shown us that the classes we are having in future will not only be the traditional or not only the technology way. We will have the classes which are blended. The learning should be blended, mix of technology, mix of the traditional work as well, right? And how we are using AI. We are using AI in every, first of all, we need to work upon ourselves, keep updating ourselves regarding the AI, because we are not just teacher, now we are facilitator also. We are providing the things which are which available on the internet. Students can go from there, students can use AI from themselves also. But as a teacher, as a facilitator, this is our responsibility to help them that what they should be catered with, right? What they should be provided, how they should be using it. On the other day, when I was taking a class and I was distributing the test paper to the students, one of the students came to me and shown me, ki, ma'am, this, I am a maths teacher basically. So there was a question of equations, right? So one student had came to me and said, ki, ma'am, the GPT has shown this and you have shown in that way. My answer is correct, but you have put out some mistakes over there. So I have to tell about that yes, the GPT is providing whatever GPT is providing, that is correct, but we have to check, be doubly sure. We have to be doubly sure about what that is providing. Hame ye batana padega. Sorry for the language. We have to be doubly sure that what we are providing, we are using many of the AI tools in our classroom, like GeoGebra, like as you say, Magic School. We have used Magic School also, right? Gamma for the PPT presentation. So many AI tools we are using, and we have kept it blended learning. So yes, even if we go with the AI technology, even if we are going with the tools, we need to focus on the traditional and make sure that we are, whatever we are catering, that should be responsible. That should be catered responsibly. Thanks.
Wonderful. I think what the point you make, Neha, which catches everybody's attention is that the future is actually hybrid, which is blended, obviously. And I think the sooner we understand this, the better it is. And I also see there's a little hangover of COVID. I think COVID is behind us now. Let's keep moving forward. And having said this, the idea is that as an educator, we had few learnings from COVID. And I think there was some tremendous opportunity which COVID presented, because this kind of adoption of technology would have never happened in our country had it not been COVID, in fact, right? So we would have actually taken another 10 odd years to even reach where we are right now. So it's a blessing in disguise. It's happened for good reason, if I may say. It has brought all of us abreast to the pace of the world, if I may say. Okay. But now the real challenge lies how we keep moving forward. That's the real game here. And therefore, the onus lies with every individual teacher for themselves. I personally believe that, remember, in fact, if you look at this from a very opportunity standpoint, it's a brilliant opportunity for every kind of teacher. If you can really take this by its horn, you will actually set the ball rolling in your own favor. What I mean to say by this is that the launch pad is revisited. Basically, there's a completely new launch pad or a playing ground or a canvas which has been created. Now, people or educators who will have these kind of skill set with them, they will be suddenly the leader of the pack. As simple as that. Right? And I was making this mention earlier also. At the cost of repeating myself, I'm telling you this, teachers who will equip themselves with AI, and obviously not just AI, technological understanding, they will have, or they will be the leaders of the school. No longer will, I'm telling you, the horizon of this from a teacher to a headmistress to a vice principal to a principal, let me tell you this, everything in between will get blurred. Straight from a teacher, you'll actually become a head of the institution if you have these kind of skill set with you already. It's obviously up to everyone's individual prerogative, how they will do it. But the fact remains, this is the bottom line. Okay, now, since we are about to close our 2-day of our conference, in fact, I will, as I was sharing with you before I started this panel, I want to open up this house for Q&A from all of us here, which is 356 of us are here. Let's have your voices coming to us. Example, and I don't want you to unmute yourself and compliment us. You don't want to do that. I understand that completely. I don't want to waste my time on that. What you can do is anything you feel we missed out in the past 2 days, and you have a point to share with us, please do so, number one. Number two, I think we have shared the link with you. Shutambri has already shared the link with you. Please put in those AI tools which you have used and help you. It will, remember, only help the entire community, which is all of you. It will come back to you guys. Remember that list. Okay. Attendance, people have been posting the question around attendance. We will open the link or the link is already, I think, floated around. If not, it will be floated at 6:45 and it will be live till 7 o'clock. After that, we will disable that link. So only the teachers who have marked their attendance in that 15-minute, we will ensure in the next 1 week, we'll be providing you the certificate. Okay. So now this is an open house. My panelists have been wonderful. They have given us a good direction to this conversation. But now let's have a conversation, which is an open house sort of a conversation. All of you can share your views, even the panelists. If you feel there is anything else which is missing out, please do so. Pooja Rupavat, please go ahead.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
Sir, it was a wonderful session. आज का बहुत ही अच्छा था. मैं काफी देर से हूँ आपके साथ यहाँ पे. And I'm sorry, but my topic is something else. मैं आपको एक याद दिलाना चाहती हूँ. Still, I'm not getting my gift, which I won on 15th.
अच्छा. अब तो डेफिनेटली मिलेगा, अब तो डेफिनेटली मिलेगा।
मुझे लगा सर
But
यहीं
having
पे
said
बात कर
this,
लूं सर
अब तो मैंने अभी देखिए सबके सामने बोल रहा हूँ मैं, 356 लोग सामने बोल रहा हूँ, नहीं मिलेगा। आपका ईमेल, आपका देखिए, मैं ना तो कोरियर सर्विस चलाता हूँ और ना मैं मतलब खुद डिलीवर करता हूँ, तो मैंने आपका जो उसने एड्रेस लिया था उस पे एक्शन ले लिया गया है। अब आपके पास जो 2-3 दिन लगेगा उसमें तो लगेगा, ठीक है।
I'm very
आप
excited, sir.
दोबारा
This is
बोलेंगी तो
very
मैं वापस
first
रोक
time
लूंगा।
I won. This is very first time I won anything in any kind of
मैं सबको
webinars and
समझा
all.
देता हूँ, मैं सबको समझा देता हूँ तो यू विल अंडरस्टैंड बेटर। एक हमारी वर्कशॉप हुई थी, हमारे एजुकेटर ने ली थी, पूजा ने जो वर्कशॉप ली थी बेसिकली
हाँ,
साइबर
पूजा
वाली
मैम।
ने, तो उस ट्रेनर ने आई थिंक कुछ अवार्ड के लिए अनाउंस किया होगा। सो आई थिंक शी हैज, ट्रेनर हैड टू सेंड दैट, she has missed out, so she Pooja brought to my notice, so I said I will send it to you. If the trainer has forgotten, we will send it to you. So ये बात हुई, आई थिंक 1-2 दिन हुए हैं करीबन, और आपका मेरे पास मैसेज आ चुका है, तो वो मैं कर दूंगा, डोंट वरी, ओके। हाँ, बट हैविंग सेड दिस, हम लोग एआई के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, ना कि गिफ्ट के बारे में, सो हम वापस वहां आ जाते हैं। और हैविंग सेड दिस, Kritika was saying something, and Jayu Ganesh will come to you both of. Yes.
I had been attending this workshop since yesterday. I just want to know, as I am heading a preschool, I have heard so many inputs from everyone, panelists and everyone, speaking about the higher grades. If someone can help me out, that how I can use it for a preschool.
Yes, I think any of my panelists or anybody else, if you want to, because I'm really not equipped to answer that, but anybody who feels that early education में अगर आप use कर रहे हैं कुछ tools AI के, या फिर आपके colleagues use कर रहे हैं, in your school something is being, please आप बता दीजिए उसको, ठीक है ना। Early education में कोई use हो रहा है? Deepti would like to say, Deepti, yeah.
Hello, sir. This is Deepti here. I just want to share one thing, that one of the panelists said that that ChatGPT used by student, so it's kind of encouragement. That is good. That while doing project work, if they are taking help of it, that is good. But if they are taking means they are copying from all the work from ChatGPT and not using their own brain while doing a project work, will not help them out that the particular activity that we have provided to them. So it is very important as an educator to learn student about how to use these tools.
Absolutely, no two ways about it. There's, I think, good you brought that point up, and I'm assuming that everybody knows that first of all, we are using this for the purpose of facilitation. At the end of the day, we will not be encouraging any kind of, ill use of AI for that matter. And there are pitfalls of it. There's no two ways about it. I have, and I'll give you a little lighter note answer. I have started to get some fabulous emails or some fabulous letters from people who have never written one sentence in English. Right? So, and I can wonder who is writing that for them. So we all know that, right? So a person who could never write one single sentence right, today sends me a very elaborate email for that matter, and I can understand who's writing that. So we are aware of that, having said this, but that's a good caution. Yes, Madhurima, but I think the question was very different from which was Kritika's question. Somebody can answer that.
Well, I cannot answer the Kritika's question because I have never taught elementary students basically, but usage of AI tools for the students to complete their project. I strongly discourage, I tell my students, see, as long as you are learning, you have to do your own research work, you have to find your own findings, and then you have to generate your own project, your own thesis, your own writing. You have to do it, because don't take help of any AI tools when you are in the process of learning. Once you come out of school, or maybe suppose you're taking a part in some kind of competitions, like we run a parallel club called Innovation Club, where the students do a lot of innovations. They do a lot of computing, robotics, and all stuff like that. There, if you get stuck, you can definitely do ChatGPT. You can take some help of AI tool, how to fix that, code, that we all collaboratively, we do it together. But when it comes on doing the syllabus, doing your own project, don't take help of it, because in this way you will never learn. Now, suppose I want to learn Python today, I want to upgrade myself to Python. I would not definitely depend on any kind of AI tool. I would rather go by my conventional way of learning, opening book or doing, research from documentation or something. Yes, what I can do is I may be using, because I am responsible enough to know how to use and how much to use these AI tools. I can probably take the help of a AI tool to, summarize all the literature together and brief me together, like what exactly happening in that case. But as far as learning is concerned, it cannot be done with the help of AI tools. AI tool can help you to do smart work, but there is no replacement of hard work when it comes on learning.
I would like to add on to this a little bit. When we talk about taking, help from AI or directly copying, basically, if we give the project work to the children, one thing that we as teachers can do is ask for references. So when I give my project work to children, I do not discourage them from using AI at all. I tell them to, there is something called plagiarism, right? So we need to look for that, and we need to update the children and educate the children about plagiarism, that you cannot directly copy something, it will not help you in future, and it is our duty to do that. So plagiarism is something that we explain to the children in a very nice manner, because parents also encourage them. Arey, nahi ho raha hai, chat gpt se dekh lo. This is what parents also use, but we as teachers, what we can do is, we cannot put a stop to their curiosity, but what we can do is, you can refine it. So basically, what we ask of them when we are giving them projects is get references. If you're taking it from Wikipedia, if you are
Okay.
reading something, so
Correct,
you can
correct.
just
I
get
think,
it there. Yeah.
and just to give you a little more optimistic view on this, what will happen is AI is becoming, as we say, evolving with the every passing phase, and every creator knows that this is a problem with educating fraternity is finding, which is about plagiarism and all that stuff. There are enough tools which been built, in fact, now, which will catch everything. And they'll be all inbuilt as well. You don't have to use them separately, by the way. Okay, so I think it will happen sooner than later, if I may say. But I think the question was a little more deeper, which is.
I would like to take the question that she has asked about how we can use the AI tools for pre-primary kids.
Boliye,
Actually,
please.
I'm not using it, but my school is using it. We can use it for customize the stories. Might be we are teaching some kind of manners. I give example for that, and we can customize the story using any kind of AI tools. Like Microsoft is providing two AI tools which are also generating pictures and PPT. That is Azure AI and Copilot. They can create or generate their customized poetries also, poems also, which are related and which are fun also, which can make their that is interesting. Their classes are interesting, right? So the pre-primary teachers can use those AI tools in their classrooms, make it more interesting. That's what I need to say
one
about
of the
that.
ways, absolutely. But as I said, anybody else who can help Kritika? I think Kritika is here only. But Kritika, your video automatically got no idea what happened to your video.
We actually in our school use a platform called Transparent Classroom. So basically what happens is we can there itself, we can edit the lesson planning and for pre-primary children. And also we can do the record keeping there, wherein, they can be tagged, they can be, the lesson sets can be added, and they can, the parents also can see what exactly is the child doing throughout the day. So that is one app that I can suggest.
What was
that's
that?
it.
Can you come again?
Transparent classroom. Transparent classroom. Yes,
Transparent.
transparent classroom.
Transparent. Have you entered in that list we have shared for AI tools? Can you enter that on that link also?
Okay,
Jayu,
okay, sure,
in
I
the
will.
meantime, please go ahead. You were saying something. Yes. Jayu Ganesh. Yes.
Hello, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Very happy to be here for the last 2 days. Just to give you a brief half a second, I'm not originally a teacher, but recently I've retired as the head of school. So not actively involved in education, but still my thirst and scope
Once
for
a
learning
teacher, always a
continues.
teacher.
Always a teacher. So I'm spending more time learning now, all that which I was not able to do with my busy schedule. So I've been doing a lot of courses on Coursera on mental well-being, ethical leadership, and things like that. And AI is the buzz now. And I know that though I have retired, I'm not supposed to miss the bus. And hence, any chance I get to gain knowledge on this in this area, I don't miss on it. What I have been, and also I've been using Chat GPT now and then. So what I have learned, like how Madhurima said, that sometimes whatever you want from Chat GPT may not be relevant or may not be authentic. So you have to have a check. The basic thing is whatever prompt we are giving, based on that only Chat GPT gives back the output, right? So the smartness is in what sort of an input you are giving. So when you give the input with little more specifics, keeping in mind who the audience is, the tone that you want in that, you may need a little more better vocabulary, using certain quotes or giving some case studies. If you give it more specific, I think you definitely get back what you want. But again, it has to go back and forth, like as though you're actually talking to a person. The AI assistant is, you're talking to a person, and many times it goes back and forth, just as when you yourself refine your work when you're going to write an article or you're writing an essay, you keep reading and refining your work, right? That is exactly how I have taken it. Like you keep going back and forth till you are satisfied with the outcome. A very simple thing is, on Father's Day, I wanted to write a tribute for my father, and he's no more now. But then, just I told you, all the things which I was missing when I was so busy, I'm ensuring that I don't miss it now. So when I wanted to write the tribute, I did write whatever I wanted to write and put the same thing to get it a little more refined. So it was like talking to my friend or talking to my sister or my brother, like, come on, let us write a tribute to dad and get the best out of it. So the final outcome was so gratifying to me. And people who knew him have told that you poured your heart and we could visualize your dad reading what you have written. So something simple like this, right? So one basic thing in all that I'm saying is how specific you are in giving your prompt, telling what the tone should be, what sort of a report or what sort of a writing it should be, the style, etc. Then the purpose for which you are using that AI tool will be, I think, fruitful. Nevertheless, definitely every outcome has to be gone through before it goes to the target audience. That's
Yeah,
one
well
thing
said.
I've heard from
Absolutely.
AI. The second thing is the PHET. I've been using it. I'm a physics teacher, basically. So I've been using PHET right from, I think, 2005 or so. It's very, very useful because abstract concepts are made very clear through PHET simulations. It also has worksheets. You can give different worksheets to different students. They're not doing the same, but they're learning the same concept. And the simulations are more like a game. Now, we just saw Satvik showing the projectile motion, the graph, right? So you can vary the angle, you can vary the speed, you can vary the projectile itself. The projectile can be a pumpkin, it can be a cannonball, it can be a human being, it can be an elephant. So you just change that and you run the simulation again and again, and you learn it so well. It's like working on a game and you just give a set of questions with all those parameters. Like, when you're increasing this, what happens? When you're decreasing it, what happens? When you're keeping this constant, what happens? So they learn the concepts by themselves. And then if you give a set of questions to them after that, almost the entire class will give you precisely 85% above answers. The concept becomes that clear. So the effect of PhD simulation is something very
It's
good.
wonderful.
I've been using
Absolutely.
mostly. And congratulations, Gaurava, sir. And all the speakers, wonderful 2 days I have spent, and a lot of learning and takeaways for me from this session.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Jayushji. Thank you very much. And obviously, you will remain a teacher and continue to spread the work you have done so much well. In fact, I would say all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rupali Malot. So again, we have exactly 10 minutes now before we close our conclave. We have a few questions, which are Rupali Malhotra will take up, Meena Sampath, Nisha, we will take up your question, Ashwini and Neelam Dhiman. These are the 4-5 questions we'll take up. I'll request to be very brief and precise in your questioning or in your what you're trying to say, and then we will close this in the next 10 minutes. Okay, Rupali, please go ahead. Rupali, your question, you'll have to unmute yourself. Meena, your question, you'll have to unmute. We keep moving. Yeah.
Okay, my question was not a question actually. I wanted to say when we share the project work with children, it's inevitable that they are going to use the ChatGPT.
Absolutely.
Even 5th and 6th graders will use. So, the best, that is what I devise. I tell them to do the presentation in class. While doing the presentation, they have to write the cue cards, like, only 1 or 2 points they can write on each cue card, and not look at continuously the language put up on the presentation, and not look at the board, and talk to the class. After doing that, the others are going to take small notes, and then 2 teams will do compare and contrast. In the bargain, you can make out how many of them have understood the concept.
Absolutely.
And learned.
Absolutely.
So that really works
in
well.
Fact, it's a brilliant way of doing it.
Brilliant kids were very happy doing it, and they willingly did it because they thought that they are already getting chance to do little cheating and all. But in the bargain, they learned a lot. So
absolutely. No, I think that is one of the ways, in fact. There's no 2 ways about it because you can't really bluff it beyond this point. As simple as that, right? If you're not really worked for it, you will falter. You will not be able to share it. Nisha, your question. You'll have to unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, good evening once again. Sorry, there is a power outage here. Couldn't turn on my camera. So coming back to the checking of the authenticity of the work. So as I said earlier, I'm from the background of IB curriculum. So every units will assess the student based on criteria-based assessment. For example, when we give an argumentative essay to be written, or a persuasive essay to be written, or any script writing, right? And by seeing the product submitted by the students, as we teachers, we are very much sure whether the work is really given by the student or they have taken the help from the ChatGPT. Taking the help from the ChatGPT, it's absolutely fine. Doesn't mean that the same work which is given by the ChatGPT to be submitted by the students.
Reproduced.
So what we do is we copy paste the same text given by the students in plagiarism checker. So exactly. It clearly gives what is the percentage of the work done by the students as well as given by the ChatGPT. So there we can catch hold of them easily, and we give them extra time saying that we want your own work. So we agreed you can get the help from the any of the tools, but work to be authentic. It should be your work. That's how we guide the students. So this is one of my idea that
absolutely.
I would like.
I think that is the way of doing it, because you can't stop them using from it. As simple as that.
Tools are supported for us even as well as the students, and IB curriculum is very much rigorous comparatively to CBSE and other.
Absolutely.
So it's very, very difficult for the students to cope up with all the content which is being expected by the level of IB. So definitely they will be in need of technological support, but as the teachers, we need to guide them, take them slowly, saying that please take time and bring your own work. So that's how we keep
Well
motivating.
said. Final observation, then we'll go to the closing.
Yeah, so one more suggestion. I just asked for a request of any of the teachers could share any AI tools used for a foreign language, either German or French. So let me
Yes.
check the link that you have shared, whether any of the teachers.
Yeah, we will
shared
let you
it.
know exactly. Not the
Yes,
time
fine.
right now. We will let you. Okay. Yeah.
Fine, sir. Happy attending the session.
Most welcome. Thank you very much, Disha.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you so much. Nice.
Yeah, final. Ashwini, yes, go ahead, please.
Hello, sir. So my question is that how can AI be used to support students with special needs? Because these days we have students who are there, especially in our family also. So how can we use AI in terms of that?
Any example educators you have seen in your own institution where AI by any chance have been used for the purpose of special need kids example? Anyone would like to share this with Ashwini for that matter, that how has AI supported the special need kids by any chance? If you have an example, otherwise we will keep that question and we will possibly ask somebody who has used it and we can possibly reply back to you. Yeah. Anyone who has used it, if not, I completely understand. Maybe we do not have the audience right now who has this answer for you. Okay, but we will see if any other expert can answer that for you. Okay, but so I think nobody's right now, so we will possibly get back to you. Okay, and with that brings to us to a closing of this session. I will only say thank you to each one of you. In fact, first, my sincere thank you to the panel. Thank you very much, Anushka, Madhurima, and Neha, for being our last panel. And you were obviously, again, as I said, I think one of the common theme which I got to see across all our panelists was they were very candid. They were very, very, what I call upfront, possibly, right? And that's the way any good panelist needs to be. So firstly, don't lose that quality of yours as you go along. Okay, a lot of the times, this may not be your first panel. Maybe you will do a lot of panel going forward. This may just be the start. But suddenly you want to improve yourself and you say, okay, now I will say fabricated answers. I will make myself look very smarter. So don't do that. Okay, you spoke well. All of you spoke from your heart, right? And everybody who was here throughout 2 days with us, thank you very much. While I'm just saying a thank you, I will hand it over to Shwetambri for a final thank you note. She put this together very diligently. We would invest a little more time when we will host this very, very soon. We couldn't really devote much time to this, but having said this, I think we still did a good job. And more than that, all of you who have helped us with those AI tools, I think, and I have said this earlier also, remember, collective wisdom is always greater than anybody's individual effort. So I think the beauty is that we all have worked on this 2 days together, so which will help each one of you in totality. We will obviously make that list a refiner one. We will fine tune it and we will share it with all entire community. I'm sure all of you are already on IPN communities somewhere or the other, which is our WhatsApp groups or our mailing list example. If you're not there, I'm sure by the end of this, you will be now part of that list. All right. So this is just a part of what IPN does. IPN do a lot of stuffs throughout the year, in fact, for that matter, which you will keep getting as an information and you will keep being part of those kind of discussions or say panel discussion. We do a lot of stuff for that matter. But again, so my thank you to my special guests, my keynote speakers who are not here right now, but we would like to thank them. They only added value to each one of us for that matter. Our understanding of AI after these sort of for 2 days, or I would say 6 hours precisely, we sat for 3 hours yesterday, we sat for 3 hours today, is I believe is better from where we started from, if not exponential, but I'm sure it gave you a little more direction. So that's the way I see. I really enjoyed these 6 hours, 2 days, spread over 2 days, if I may say, right? And before I hand it over to Shwetambri, if you have any feedback for us, please do send in a feedback, which is through the link we have provided, or we will send a separate link for feedback per se on this as to A, what we need to improve on, And you can also give us the question which be such fashion. What do you want to listen more now? As in, what do you want us to do next for you? So we will curate or we will plan it according to the feedback which we will receive from you unanimously. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. Had a great time being with all of you. Over to you, Shutambri.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, all the dear educators. Definitely, we have really used the utility which we are trying to bring in for you all as an educator. The special thing which we have created at IPN Academy is to bring a continuous upskilling and developmental programs. So that is what we did it for you today itself, and as well as yesterday. So for the 2 days, we have invested 6 good hours listening and understanding the things. We have come out with a very good conclusion that yes, we have now the list of AI tools. Of course, I'll be sharing it with you all across. So we are really thankful to all our teachers fraternity, dear educators, those who have spared their time from their busiest schedule and invested with us to be the part of this upskilling journey which we are trying to bring in and adding value to your CPD hours also through that. And thank you all our dear panelists who have accepted my my invite and understood the crux of the things that what we are trying to bring in and what we are trying to discuss. So thank you so much for your time, and all the rest of the educators, those who have understood the things and their patience. I completely say and I completely agree that you all must have the wonderful time listening and understanding these things. So thank you once again, all dear educators, all our panelists and the keynote speakers for their wonderful time, for their investing their times to us. Thank you. Thank you so much. See you all with our next series of workshops, which we have aligned up for the next part of the year. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. हो गया, जा सकते हैं आप लोग. Take care.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day.